Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, Wayfarers is back for episode 3. Last time, the adventurers went on a perilous quest to find a missing dwarven blacksmith. They delved into the cave of bandits, where they faced foes, where they used spells, where they nearly died again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Where Carl very cleverly distracted the enemies, and also clapped along with an ogre very unwisely. However, they have returned to the Liquid Town. How will they spend their coin? What quests lie beyond? Find out right now on episode 3 of Wayfarers. Dungeon Master Apoptosis, Rogue Mendax, Wizard Nigel, Carl the Kenku Barbarian, Cobra Venom on the production, Body V on the art, you in the chat, me announcing. Let's rock and roll. I'm Jimothy, and I'm out.
Oh man, I think I would just want to keep doing this just to have Jimothy introduce every single campaign that we do.
We're gonna make a Patreon page just for the Jimothy standalone show. I think.
Yeah,
I would watch.
We
I
really
would pay
need one.
for Jimothy, like on Cameo, to just intro me and do every single birthday greeting I ever have to send.
And then we have frickin' the bird person who has made an appearance in real life here. Neuro, welcome back, my friend. Good to see all of you once again. Excited for this session. I hope you all had an awesome little 2-week break.
Yeah, it's awesome to be back though. Being keen. There's been a notable absence of Dungeons and Dragons in my life, so it's always good to get back here, join up with you guys, and play some games, slay some monsters, and of course fart. You know.
Why is that our legacy now? Anyways, that's fun. Why is that what people? Oh yeah, I watched that show. That's the show where they fart all the time, right?
But it worked.
All right.
Whose fault was that?
I should have made it not work, but you know what? Creativity should go rewarded. All right, so who remembers what happened at the end of last session? Anybody want to take the torch and explain where we left off?
Ooh.
All right.
So, we returned. What? We returned to Lakewood with the blacksmith, who was very thankful to be brought home. And tired as he was, we went to see the mayor, and tired as he was very happy to see us. We collected some reward, we got some rest, rejuvenated us. Oof, it's gonna take me a bit. We've rejuvenated ourselves, and we have all leveled up from level 1 to level 2, which we will be explaining for you. And we also made a good bit of coin. There was a good bit of gold in that cave. So we might spend it, we might save it, who knows?
Yes. So between that was a really great description. Between last time and this time, you guys have hit level 2, so a little bit of a power boost. I know that for Call and Mendax, the Barbarian and the Rogue, it's not too crazy of a level up, but you guys got some cool ones. I'll let you explain here in a second. I think Pig is still working out exactly which spells to take. Pig gets a nice power boost at level 2, but I'll let you guys call. What did you get at level 2?
I got a shitload of HP, hit points, going from 20 hit points to 32.
Jeez Louise.
Who the hell is that thick-ass bird? Carl the King was that thick-ass bird.
No, this needs to be, that has to be a thing.
That's just how it is now.
Running around getting all these pigeons, walking around clapping ogres in kitchens. I don't know.
Oh,
very good, very good. Did we just become a rap duo?
I think you both just took a level in Bard.
Good. So I also learned Reckless Attack,
which, when I make my first attack on my turn, I can decide to make it a reckless one, which gives me advantage on melee weapon attacks, but they have advantage on me too. So it's basically just upping the ante for the fighting. I deal more damage, I receive more damage. Also, I have danger sense, which means that I have an advantage on dexterity saving throws. If there's an arrow and I can see it, I sense it. I dodge it. You see that? It was pretty quick. You see it? That's my other ability.
Awesome. Yeah, Barbarian, I think you got a total of like 16 extra hit points. So that was a really good level up for you. Yeah, Mendax, what did you get? Level 2.
I'm not quite a shit ton of HP, but up to 16 HP and 1 extra turn. I've got Cunning Action, which means I can go ahead and move 1 extra time after engaging or hitting an enemy, and they do not get a free shot at me. So, the old in and out, as it were.
Yep. And yeah, that's kind of the start of your ability to be super mobile in combat. You can use a free action to disengage, which means you won't get hit by people when you move away from them. Or you can dash, which lets you just totally move again. You can try to hide. There's a lot of really neat stuff you can do with Cunning Action. It's pretty awesome. Definitely, the more creative you are with it, the better you're going to get some use out of it. So, and yeah, some hit points make you guys a little bit more durable. Although Call is just a goddamn truck. And then Pig, yeah, you had a pretty good level up too. I know you're still working on a couple things as far as spells go, but what did you get this time around?
I think it was just 2 extra spells that I get. So I've just actually gone with Identify, since we got some magic items that obviously going to be checking out. And we've also learned Disguise Self. So I may be able to be a bit cheeky and a bit sneaky. And yeah, I get to make some clothing that, if touched, will clearly not actually be clothing or, appearance morphing qualities. But I think the real big change for me as a wizard is the fact that I've really, I've spent 20 plus years just sitting in a tower reading books. And apparently 2 nights kind of just rowing, my lats are feeling ripped right now. Like, I don't know, I feel huge. I feel almost like my hit points have gone up 50% overnight. So.
Ooh, very good, very good.
Oh yes, yes. Couple of spells in the spell book and increasing your life total by half. That's amazing.
I'm spilling a tiny bit of beer on the end of my table, so I'm going to slide out of frame and be right back.
Okay, very good. And then I know Pig there's one last thing he's still picking, which is his School of Magic. He gets to pick a School of Magic that he becomes proficient in. So this is kind of the journey of his character. So we'll see which one he picks. I think he was going with Illusion. We'll see if he decides to stick with it.
What are the choices?
There's 8 schools of magic, if I'm not mistaken. You can do Conjuration, Abjuration, Transmutation, Divination, Enchantment, Evocation, Illusion, and Necromancy.
Ooh.
Yeah. So pretty much all schools of magic covered under those ones there. They're either a mixture of 2 or they totally fall within 1. So Illusion, if that's what he goes with, a little bit more sneaky, tricky, messing with people's brains, stuff like that. And there are some other ones that I think they've extended it into. We're just using the basic ones right now, so not too worried about those. But anyways, really great level up for most of you guys. Nothing too crazy. That'll be level 3. Level 3 is when it starts to pick up for the Barbarian and the Rogue. Level 2, Wizards start to come into their own as well. But let's go ahead and hop into the campaign itself. So yes, you guys have just returned from saving Rongal, the blacksmith that was taken and kidnapped by the bandits that were hiding out in that cove. You were able to successfully make your way through, dispatch those bandits, and now you've returned to a fairly hefty sum of money, 60 gold to split between you 3 as you decide. You can go with the 20-20-20 split, however you want to do it. I'll leave that up to you all. He does hand the 60 gold, if I'm not mistaken, to Nigel. So Nigel is currently in possession of that 60 reward, but everybody does know that it was 60 gold. And he also offered his guest rooms of his estate, which is sort of his mayor's office / estate combo, to use at your leisure for essentially as long as you would like. You feel like he's pretty indebted to you. This was a really big deal, obviously returning their blacksmith, because now they will able to continue with their production of tools that they use to catch those stonefish and clean them properly. So, hooray! The town is happy. And the last thing I believe that we did as you guys were walking down the hallway to head to sleep and get some well-earned rest is Rongal, the blacksmith. I think he gets your attention. I think all three of you saw this, and he says, "Come see me in the morning. I have something I want to share with you." And that was it. So we'll pick it up. Is there anything in particular you would have wanted to do before you go to sleep? Or are we okay to start it up in the morning after you've rested?
Morning.
I will evenly distribute the gold immediately to my comrades, evenly, 20
Thank you.
apiece.
How noble.
Thank you.
Just before we forget to deal with fancy coins in our inventory. So 20 apiece.
Great. So 20 gold to all. Go ahead and just make sure you update that for your individual characters there. I'll let you all keep track of how much gold you make throughout the adventure. The honor system. I trust y'all. So, great. Okay, so the gold has been split up. Anything else you guys want to do before you turn in for the night? You each get your own room. There's 3 available. They're fairly nice. Nothing over the top. Certainly more nice than the inn or the barn or the jail cell floor. So, yeah, you're all pretty happy with where you're at tonight.
Could I check the mattress for bed bugs?
You do. You check the mattress for bed bugs, of which there are none. So great job.
Okay.
You're
But I'm
sleeping in a bug-free bed.
I would like to just ruffle my feathers a little bit before I lie down.
Ruffled and laid down, my friend.
Thank you.
Any weird sleeping habits you want to express, Nigel?
I'm exhausted. I'm going to pass out.
All right, great. All right, you all sleep, and you wake up in the morning with the sun shining through the curtains. You each sleep it's not as restful as you were hoping it was going to be. You were all pretty exhausted by the end of the day, rowing across the lake rather, saving all those, saving the blacksmiths from the bandits, killing them all, and then rowing back. You were all absolutely exhausted, and this sleep doesn't feel very restful. You do feel a bit rejuvenated. It's not like you're totally destroyed, but it's definitely, it's like, must have been tossing and turning over the night. So here is what I would like to do after you guys visit the blacksmith. So I'm assuming, is there anything that you guys wanted to try to do right now? We're going to go into a little bit of like a downtime session, essentially where we're not actively pursuing a quest at the moment, but where you guys will have time to purchase some equipment, to hone some skills, to do some personal story development. But I wanted to make sure, so this is like when you guys go to the blacksmith, right after you talk to him and he tells you what he wants to, we're going to go into that. So if there's anything specific that you wanted to try to do or get out of the way that pertains to this kind of quest right now would be the time to do it. If you're all happy with where you're at, I'd say heading over to the blacksmith would be probably the next best bet.
What do you say, adventurers? We go and speak to Mr. Blacksmith about whatever he has for us?
Yes, I mean, he might know about these rings on our fingers. I think that's a good choice.
I'm happy to go see the blacksmith. Let's see what he's got in store for us. Yeah, not too much for a wizard to explore in a little backwater village like this.
Too true that is. So you guys head over to the blacksmith. Rongal, as you approach his house, which the ropes in the front door have been taken off, and People are kind of continually going in and out of his shop, welcoming him back, trading stories, asking him what happened, etc., etc. As you walk to the blacksmith, people recognize who you are, and they kind of clap or congratulate you and thank you for doing their town such a generous service. Um, and as you go along, so they kind of part the ways for you guys. You're a little bit of a big deal, that's for sure. You can tell that this was kind of a big deal to everyone in the town. So you make it to the blacksmith's house, the Rungal, and you can hear before you even start entering that he's already hammering away. The forge is going. He's already working on the handfill. You hear the clang of hammer upon steel. He's busy at work, already back at it, not taking any breaks. So you enter, and he greets you. He stops what he's doing. You can see he's working on a horseshoe at the moment, and he puts it down. He puts his tools down, and he's already kind of covered in sweat and dust and like kind of cindery soot as well. But he'll come up to each of you and embrace you in a nice hug. He's definitely very strong. You can feel his really muscular arms starting to kind of not crack your ribs, but maybe pop your back a little bit as he hugs you. And he goes, "My friends, thank you so much once again for saving me from such a fate. I'm so happy to be back in my own shop. It's so nice to work with your own tools again."
It's good to have found your home in one piece. We've just had a reasonable night's rest, collected our reward, and we are reporting to you here for what you wanted to speak to us about.
Yes, of course. Yes, I wanted to talk to you. Why don't we go somewhere a little bit more private?
And he'll look around. There's not necessarily a ton of people in the shop, but again, people are stopping in through the door and waving and saying hi.
And so he'll say, "Let's head upstairs. I'll talk to you there."
And he'll wipe his hands off on a rag that's around and kind of beckon you over to the stairs and lead you up there, so you're in a bit more of a private area. Again, upstairs, Call, you had been there once before. It's a fairly simple area. There's just a bed, a bookshelf with some different types of smithing books on it, some pictures and whatnot. Nothing too crazy. But he'll sit on. He'll pull out a few stools first for you guys to sit on, so that you're not just standing there awkwardly. And he'll sit on his bed. And he's still covered in kind of filth and sweat, but he doesn't really seem to care. And he'll go,
"It's about those rings you've got on your fingers. Well, like I mentioned, I don't know too much about it, but I think I might know where you can go next to find out more. You see, to the south, there's the Dwarven Kingdom, Tol Karabad. That's where I'm from originally, you see. After I made my way here in Lakewood for the past 20 years, I still keep up connections and contacts there. And I think you'd be best served taking this ore down there and trying to have them inspect it, to try to tell you what it is all about. I don't understand what this ore is made of. I don't recognize it, which is quite a feat. I've been doing this for quite a long time. I've read many books. I know the lore of stone, and this doesn't match anything I've read before. Have any of you been to the Dwarven Kingdom before?"
And he'll look at each of you. None of you guys have. Nigel, you've heard of it, but you've never been there. You've never actually set foot in the Dwarf Kingdom.
I've studied a wood carving of it once. That's about it.
Fair enough. Not too many reasons to go to the old Dwarven homeland. But yes, to the south.
And he'll bring out an old drawing of it's similar to the continental map. So if you want to put up the continental map, Cobra, maybe that would be a good little splash background for this. He'll point to where we are, which is in Lakewood to the southeast, and then below it in the peninsula there's Tol Karabad, and you can see that it's depicted in this sort of rocky desert area by like a fortress that's over there.
beautiful, my homeland. The forges fire all night and the anvils pound all day. There's nothing better than the ringing and music of that home. I do so miss it, and I wish I could come with you. But suffice to say, I have a lot of work left to do here, and I cannot leave this town. They've become quite dependent on me. But I can bring you and give you a missive, a bit of a head start. The dwarves, they're not, they're not necessarily not forthcoming to outsiders, but it doesn't help to know a dwarf and have one vouch for you, if you catch my meaning.
Indeed, I think that'd help us in our travels a lot. This ore that seems to have you so mystified. Who will we see? Is there a master smither or someone with experience with metals who can explain some of the properties of this?
Well, you see, the dwarves, many of them are masters of the smith and the anvil, but there is a there is someone special who might be able to help you there. I don't know his name. I only know what others call him. He's a bit of a legend. I've never met him myself. They only call him the Rock Eater.
That sounds terrible for his digestive system.
Well, in fact,
I
actually,
mean-
there are some creatures who, lacking as advanced a digestive system as ourselves, will in fact chew rocks, and that will actually aid digestion. So it may actually, in fact, be that his digestive system is indeed more fluid than your own.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever less like the word fluid being said.
Well, you know, it's always better for things to be moving than not moving in that regard.
Well, it's not good to be constipated. I'm on the same page there. But you can't make me eat rocks.
Right.
What if your tactical farts were improved by 50% by the eating of rocks, though, Carl?
No.
75%?
Oh. Now we're talking.
Well, I don't quite know about digestion systems in fluids, but I do know a lot about rocks. I don't actually know if this thing eats it, but that's what they call him. The legends go, he is a master of identifying even the subtlest trace of minerals in any sort of deposit. They use that individual. I say he, but I really actually don't know. They use him to determine which direction to dig in their vast mines. By picking up the faintest traces of gems or minerals or ore, they know which way they should head. And so I've got to imagine he's got some way of determining, and if legend be told true, then it is through eating rocks.
Is it a dwarf?
I don't know. I've never met him. I assume he's a dwarf, but there are other creatures and people that stay in the mighty city of Tol Karabad.
Is it all kinds of rocks? Because honestly, if he's chewing sandstone, I'm not that impressed. But if he's chewing on granite, that is, slightly more badass.
Well, they say he's never been wrong, so listen, it's only a suggestion. If you don't want to go, I don't have to write you the letter.
Oh, I thought you were coming with us.
No,
You don't
lad,
want to meet him?
I'd love to meet him, but I
He's a
can't
legend.
go.
I mean, the town lived without you for a few days. Surely you could just pop on with us. It'd be much easier for us to get in.
Well,
with a dwarf by our side.
From a business side, he's probably very behind on his orders.
That is true.
The bird speaks true. I am quite behind. This town has great need of me, and every day I have to upkeep their equipment lest they fall into disrepair. If there were any way, I would love to go, but maybe if you stop by on the way back and tell me about it, that would be, well, I don't want to impose.
we will come to you with the most magnificent story you have ever heard.
I like that.
Yes. Oh, off topic, I had a question.
Yes.
So, you know I have this huge halberd here?
It's a fine weapon.
Are there any suggestions you would make to perhaps sharpen or refine it in any way? I know you are a very, very renowned craftsman.
He'll think for a second.
Can I see the blade?
Yes, you may. I would like to present it. As I hit my beak
Sure.
with my hand.
Very coordinated. Call the coordinated. He'll take the weapon from you. You can see it's certainly not the first time he's held some dangerous crafts in his hands like this. He'll look it over. He'll kind of spin it around and look at the blade edge, and he'll see how sharp it is. Let's see. What would Rongal, the Lakewood blacksmith, say? You'll say, well, I could sharpen it. And it would keep that edge probably better than it's ever had before. I see that you've done some sharpening of this yourself, but it's only been professionally sharpened maybe once or twice. And he'll kind of be examining the edge of the bladed edge of the halberd, and he's pointing to specific things. It basically looks like he's just pointing at metal, but you nod along like, oh yeah, yep, you're right.
Of course.
And he'll say, I could sharpen it. I could give it a really, really good one. And it'd keep that edge for a while, but it wouldn't be permanent. I'm afraid weapon craft and that, like, it's kind of out of my area of expertise. I'm but a simple craftsman. I make chains and shovels and fishhooks and horseshoes. If you need any of those, I'd be more than happy to oblige. But as far as improving a craft such as this, one so mighty as it already is, I don't know that I could do much more than give it a good sharpening for you.
Well, I would take one of your good sharpenings then.
Yes, if you'll leave it with me then for maybe just a few days, I could bring it back to you.
A few days? When will
It's
we
a
plan on
really
leaving?
good sharpening.
Well, if we were planning on leaving soon to this toll whatever place, then I would probably need it. It is my primary weapon, after all.
Oh, but certainly you weren't leaving yet. You were expecting to leave now?
Not this very moment. Obviously, I have to go to the potion shop first. I mean, who do you think I am? Some kind of ruffian who just passes through town without visiting a potion shop?
He'll look a little flustered, a little embarrassed. He said, "Oh, well, I mean, maybe a few days. I have to order some materials. It might take a little bit. At least a week. I'd need it in order to sharpen this blade properly. I'm sorry, I don't have it on hand. Like I said, I don't sharpen things of this nature very often, if ever at all. Can you spare a week? I'd do it for free, of course, but I mean, it is up to you."
I have a lingering sense that no, we do not have a week to stay in this town before we advance on our epic journeys. However, when we return, perhaps I will leave it with you for a good sharpening. After all, it has served me well, and it's not broken by any means. But it is good to know that it could be polished up somewhat.
Okay. Yeah. He'll nod. Of course, I understand if your mission is a grave one and must be done quickly. I'll have the missive for you by the end of the day. Is that enough, or were you hoping to leave now?
If it was all the same, if you could write it now, it would potentially save us some time and interrupting your work later in the day. If you could please be very detailed and include a description in our names to make sure that they know it isn't a fraud.
And by the way, that's Carl with 2 A's.
Of course.
And he'll set off he'll move to the kind of end of the room. and he'll bring out some parchment and an ink jar, and he'll start writing, and you can see he's writing a fair decent amount. While he's doing that, in an out of game sense, let's get a feel for what you guys want to do. So you have a few choices. You have a few things that you should make some decisions on as a group. You can stay in town for a while, however long that is up to you. That can include doing activities like purchasing items. You could try to do other downtime activities, such as becoming more proficient with a tool. All of that stuff does take time, though. Usually to become proficient or increase your proficiency with something. So for instance, Call, if you wanted to try to learn more about how to make potions or kind of advance that along the way, that doesn't happen in just like a day. That takes they do it in weeks at a time. So if you want to stay for 1 week, you can kind of get progress towards becoming more proficient with making potions and becoming proficient with an herbalism kit, for instance. If there were specific things that you guys wanted to try to do in your downtime, there are other things you could try. You could do gambling. There are other relaxation things you can do. You can identifying magic items, for instance, Nigel. That does take some time to do as well. So it is really up to you guys. You can leave immediately if you want to, or within a day or so. I will let you know I did plan. There's a few things that you could do in this town over a week or two of time. Another thing to take into consideration is you guys did just do a very, very, very physically heavy task, and Nigel is not necessarily the most physically adept person. So that will take a couple days of recovery unless you really want to push yourself to the limit trying to get to this next town over.
So what you are saying is we could enjoy this town for, say, a week, but it wouldn't take us a week in real life to...
No.
Very
No,
well.
no. When we do, like, we'll call it downtime. When we do downtime, you can rush through that. We don't have to role play every single day, but we can have sort of a synopsis and maybe look at, like, okay, Call, here's something interesting that happened during your time that you were doing. Mendax, here's something that happened while you were doing what you wanted to do. Nigel, etc., etc. So kind of, I like to think of downtime between missions as putting application to your character, letting your character do when you're not off killing people and being a badass. What do you want to do? There are other motivations your character might have.
I just had a different thought, Mendax, Nigel. What do you say we took a week just to rest here, get to know the town, stretch our legs? My butt is sore from all that rowing.
I have not visited the tavern here yet, so I'm quite interested to see what ales they are serving. I could be down for a week.
Well, you could get drunk for 3 days for all we care.
3, that's cute.
Would 4 be cuter?
4 would be adorable.
Very well. You can get drunk for 4 days.
I've got to hunt down some ingredients as well for my, or some components, I should say, for some of my my spells. And I mean, my lats are feeling quite swole, but I think a few more good nights rest and they could be swoller.
Well then, in that case, Mr. Good Sir Respectable Blacksmith, I will leave my halberd with you here for, 1 week?
Yes, 1 week to order the right materials and to sharpen the blade.
Oh, you are a most exquisite blacksmith indeed. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh, no need to thank me. All the thanks lies with you.
Good.
And he'll on that he'll hand you his note that he wrote. It is signed his name, Rongal Rockmelter. It does mention all 3 of you and how you heroically saved his life from certain doom, and that he has business with the Rock Eater of Tol Karabad and other kind of formalities and symbols that are written in there so that they know it is a legitimate letter.
Is it written in Dwarven?
It is not. It's written in common.
Oh.
Do you speak Dwarven?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's written in common.
If I could speak Dwarven and it wasn't Dwarven, then I wouldn't have asked, would I?
Well, sometimes people want to know. No, it is written in common so that anyone who looks on it will kind of have a general understanding of what it is. So, do you want to hang on to that call?
I think I will leave the fancy words for our wizard.
Okay, so you're handing it off to Nigel.
Yes.
Adding it to my inventory as we speak.
Cool. Yeah, just you can call it like Tol Karabad Missive or something like that would be totally fine.
You said his last name was Rockmelter?
Rockmelter. Rongal Rockmelter.
That's a cool name.
He's a cool dwarf. I like to think so anyways. Okay, so let's so you've left your halberd with Rongal. Sounds good. 1 second. Let me pull something up here. Okay. Okay, so you guys are going to hang out in the town of Lakewood for about a week. During that week, like I said, you can pretty much do anything you want to. There are different shops and towns. I'll go ahead. I think we're putting up the Lakewood town map now for everyone else. I'll post it again in the in our Discord chat. You guys can take a look. But once again, there are shops that you can purchase items from. There are other things that you can try to do. I know, Call, you're interested in seeing the Alchemist. But there is also an inn that you guys can hang out in and drink. You can party. You can gamble with other people if they're interested. So let's just go kind of one by one. And I can give you guys a few suggestions since you don't know exactly what might your character be wanting to do. But if you have something in mind, by all means, feel free. So Call, what would you like to do now and sort of during the week that you have downtime here?
2 things jump out as the top priorities. Well, 3. One of them would be not forgetting the halberd. That's a rather key piece for me. Another would be visiting the fish and fin mongers. This town is known for its fish, and I haven't had the time to, sit and enjoy some fish.
Great. Absolutely.
Yes.
Sure. You want to visit the fish and fin mongers? Can do.
And I would also like to visit Belinda's Tonic and Tincture, which I'm guessing is the alchemy potion place.
Mm-hmm. That would be correct.
Perfect.
Sounds good. Mendax, how about you? What would you like to try to get up to whilst you're having this week to do what you want? There's, like I said, the inn. That would probably be where you want to go if you want to try to gamble. There is that room in the dungeon that was never explored. I know that you showed some interest in at the end of the last adventure. You could technically go there and do that if you wanted to. And then there's all the other areas.
You're really tempting me with this room. Okay, well, if I can do that.
Yeah,
I would like...
you can go back to the dungeon and go back to that room.
Okay, can I go to the tonic and tincture first and get a health potion, and then go to that room, and then if I come back, then I'll go to the inn and get drunk and celebrate, finding out what was in that fucking room.
Got it. Can do. So that's the general pecking order for Mendax there. How about you, Nigel? Anything in particular? I know you're probably going to want to set about identifying those magic items.
Yeah, we've got like a cloak and whatnot. So I'm probably going to be visiting the alchemist, at least as the first port, to see if she's got pearls. And if not there, at least find out from her if the fishermen or anything, whoever collects pearls. Hopefully there's pearls around. Big lake fishing town. I need to get a pearl worth at least 100 gold and an owl's feather, which hopefully is not too hard to rustle up to cast Identify. I also, as a young, excitable wizard, I haven't really drunk alcohol before. I want to go hang out in the inn and have some drinks.
Okay, sounds great. So what we're going to do now is we'll sort of branch off onto each of your guys' adventures that you have over the weeks, or over this week, essentially. So first off, you know what? Let's start with Nigel. We'll do yours here. So you set off. Again, you have a full week to do this, so you're not necessarily in the hugest rush. You're free to go about as you want to. If there is anywhere else you feel like going, please let me know. But you set off to the alchemist, and you are greeted by the pungent and fragrant scent of drying herbs. There are pots of plants that are littered around the room, all sorts of manner of shrubbery, essentially. Some that you're familiar with, some that you're not overly too sure what it is. You think best not to touch some of the very discolored ones that are around the shop. And as you enter, you're welcomed by this kind of little like mousy, squeaky voice. Welcome, friend.
Hello.
And you look around, you don't see anyone.
Hello.
And you'll hear the voice again. Ah, yes, down here. And at your feet there is a gnome, kind of standing, that just kind of makes his way out from behind the table. What can I help you with, discerning traveler?
How tall is a gnome, by the way? Is it like 2 feet, 3 feet?
Yeah, they're like 2 feet tall, something like that.
Ooh, okay.
Dude, I think they're like that tall. Let me look. Yeah, they're not big. they're pretty teeny tiny. Let's see. They are. Why is it so hard to find how? They're 3 to 4 feet tall. So this one is 3 feet tall.
Wow,
pretty tiny.
Male or female, or can I not tell?
Male, from what you can tell.
Okay. Hello, good sir. I am looking for some components, some ingredients, you could say. Do you have any pearls or owl's feathers in stock?
Pearls, owl feathers, you say? What a strange request. What could you possibly need with this?
I needed to work some magic. I am trying to identify some mysterious items, and for the spell, I need both a rather exquisite pearl and an owl's feather.
My. Well, I see. A wizard, are you?
Indeed.
Well, no pearls here, but let me see what I have in the back. And he'll kind of shuffle his way back. So yeah, he's a pretty stocky fellow. A little bit, let's say, when I say larger, I mean fatter for a gnome. Doesn't seem like he gets out too much. His skin is somewhat pale, even though he does have all these herbs. You're not exactly sure if he's the one who gets them or if someone else brings them to him. But he'll shuffle in the back, kind of again wiping his dirt-covered hands on his trousers that he has. And after rummaging around for a few minutes, he'll come back out to the front. Well, does it have to be owl feathers specifically? Oh, well, owl, you know. Well, I have other feathers. I don't particularly know what they're from. I do herbs and potions, you see, not really animals. And he'll hand you some feathers. It's just a random assortment of, it looked like maybe a bird had gotten stuck in a couple of his shipments and he just didn't bother to get all the feathers out from one of the boxes or something. I'll sell it to you for a good price.
I'm afraid this just won't do. My spellbook is very specific, and whilst I have not worked this spell just yet, I believe I should probably make sure I have the correct tale. Are there any bird people who catch birds or own owls
I'm a
as a
bird
pet
people.
in the town?
There are no falconers, if that's what you're asking. No, I mean, there is a bird person that walks around town. Maybe you could ask him. He might have some owl feathers. Maybe he's an owl. Who knows?
Well, fair enough. Are there any? Is there any pearling in the lake here in Lakewood? Do you know if there's somewhere down by the docks, perhaps, precious pearls in the waters around here? Any jewelry shops or stores of fine goods where I could find one, perhaps?
Well, while Lakewood is known for its fish, we do have an assortment of clams and other shellfish from time to time. None here, I'm afraid, unless these.
And he'll like pull out a like a pearl ring that he has like on his finger.
Unless this pearl ring, but I'm not going to sell that to you. You can check with the fishmongers. Maybe they've come across something that can help you out.
All right, fair enough. Well, thank you for your business, good sir. Sorry to waste your time. I'm gonna head off around the docks and ask around town on the way about jewelry shops or any pearling in the lake, and I'm gonna go down to the docks and start there.
All right, ta-ta.
And he'll go back to pruning one of the plants that he has sitting on the table. Yeah, so no owl feathers there, but
What do they put in these potions then?
wouldn't you like to know? Yeah, so you want to make your way to the fishmongers?
Yes. Alchemy is
All
a
right.
mysterious art.
Yeah, you head over to the docks, and there's some people working there. They're tanned, a bit more muscular, but by no means are they huge. They are moving some boxes around. They're unloading some fish from one of the boats. You can see that there are a few of those stonefish. You remember what they look like from, again, your books and pictures. And they're pulling a couple of those up and separating them out from the rest of the fish. A couple of them stop, and they kind of give you a bit of a glare. They're not like giving you the stink eye necessarily, but you can see that they recognize probably who you are, and they know what you did, which was steal one of their boats.
Right. Yeah. We brought it back.
You did bring it back, and that's important. That's why they're not trying to get at you.
Making sure I keep a wide berth around any gross fish guts and other disgusting things, since it kind of stinks down here, to be honest. I'm gonna look around for a office of some sort, or anyone who looks like they could maybe string a few sentences together without getting stuck in a discussion that would equal the terrible torture of talking to the sheriff of this shithole.
What? You don't like the sheriff?
So
What? All right. Yeah, there's like a.
I'm looking for the most intelligent kind of in charge person around.
Okay, you catch your reflection in a window and you go, "How about? Oh, damn it! Can't talk to yourself about this." No, but you head into the main building. Let's say it says the Fish and Fin on top of it, and it's got sort of the traditional signage that's like looks like a very simple carved fish. Yeah, you walk in. It smells pretty nasty in here. It smells like old fish in old ocean and seawater. And it kind of smells a little familiar to that bath you took in the inn, which makes you a little bit unhappy. And you head to the front desk. There is a person there who is they're sorting out some paperwork. There is kind of fish guts and blood dried on their hand and their apron. He doesn't really notice that you're standing in front of him, though. What you need then? And he'll look up at you and he'll go, "Oh, it's you. I know you. You're the one who took our damn boat."
Borrowed, in fact, and it was with good reason. We brought it back as quickly as we could.
Well, good reason or not, you guys just left it all strewn about willy-nilly on the shore. What if it floated away, huh? Who was going to pay for that?
My apologies. It wasn't in the forefront of our mind whilst we were, bleeding from our many wounds, and of course, bringing back the blacksmith. That seems to be the secret to the success and commerce of your town. But I do nonetheless apologize. It was careless of us.
Hmm. And his face will kind of get a bit softer. Yes, I do suppose that I owe you a bit of gratitude for bringing back the blacksmith. I don't know what we'd be doing without him. We'd be up shit creek, that's for sure. Though
Well,
I am not too pleased about the blood in the boat. And there was some kind of blue sticky. What did? Never mind. I don't actually want to know. I'll have the boys clean it out later. What you need
yes.
then?
I am in the hunt for. I'm in the market for a fine pearl. Is there a pearling industry here in Lakewood?
Nope. No pearling industries here. We sell stonefish. We carve up stonefish. We sell stonefish. If it's not stonefish, we sell it in bulk. I mean, there is clams and oysters to be shucked. But I've not seen a pearl come out of one of those in, I don't know, 2-3 years.
That's unfortunate. Do you have a jewelry store? If one of you is to be wed, where do you purchase your jewelry, fine rings?
Jewelry store. And he'll kind of stroke his chin with his bloody fingers, which kind of just mixes in with the rest of the sweat and the grime that he's got on his face. No, nothing like that, I'm afraid. If anybody's to get wed in this shithole of a town, the blacksmith usually just fashions him a ring, calls it even.
All right,
I
fair
tell you what,
enough.
though, and consider this a bit of gratitude, if you will. If you shuck those oysters, any pearl you find, you can keep.
I appreciate the gesture, but I think I'll pass on this one. I don't think my Anna kind of sniffling a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm fully recovered yet from our journey and fight with the bandits that kidnapped your blacksmith, and I definitely don't think these docs agree with me.
Doesn't take a wizard to tell you that. But, suit yourself. If you don't want to do it, I'm not going to make you. Just figured I'd express some goodwill, as you call it.
One last question. Do you have many owls around here? And do you know if there's anywhere I could find an owl's feather?
Owl's feather?
It's a silly thing, but it's something for someone who is special for me. It's something which I would be in somebody's gratitude if they were able to provide one.
What would he say? He'd go, I seem to recall someone complaining about owls. I mean, we don't have anybody who owns owls per se, but I seem to recall old Greenfinger and his farm complaining about the owls taking nest in the upper levels of his storage. You could try him. He might have some feathers.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the advice, good sir. Good luck with the oysters and the blood and the guts. And once again, sorry about the blue goo in the boat. I apologize.
Just leave it.
Cheers.
Flee while you can, owls.
So there you go. That you finished up in the fishmongers?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll head over to the inn and have a drink, and then head over to the farm a bit later.
Okay,
should we
sounds.
continue, or should we hop over to someone else?
Yeah, we can hop over to someone else for now. That's fine. We'll say by this point in the day, with all your moving around and going from to and fro, it's getting a little bit later on in the day. So maybe you'll head over to Greenfingers tomorrow or something like that. Let's say we move over to. Let's head over to Mendax. Mendax,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
So I would first like to go and get a health potion from Tonic and Tinctures. Just very quick, just to have one in my bag. And then I need to go over to the fishmongers and see if I cannot aquatic forage another boat to go back to the dungeon.
Oh, this is gonna be great. All right. Sure. So you want to head over to the tonic and tinctures first?
Yes, please.
Can do. You head over to there, and yeah, you open the door. Same kind of scene. You don't run into Nigel as you're making your way over, but lots of dried spices and herbs hanging all around the store. It's much, much different of a smell than being outside. Lakewood is surrounded by that sort of salty, briny lake. Inside here, it smells kind of nice and floral in a way. So it's actually a much better atmosphere. And you'll hear that same squeaky voice. Hello, welcome.
Hello? I don't see
And
anyone.
he'll kind of tug on your
Oh my
like
God.
shirt a little bit.
Sorry.
Yes,
I
now
think I've done
yeah.
that.
How can I help you?
Oh, actually, hi. I'm actually here for a health potion. Do you happen to have one?
Yes, of course. And he'll walk behind the counter, and he'll walk up a set of like, mini stairs essentially to get up to the top, and he'll pull out a small box that has a lock on it, and he'll mess with some keys that he takes out of his pocket. He kind of missing it first. He dusts the box off. You can see this doesn't get a whole lot of use. He doesn't sell these super often. A health potion, eh? Very interesting. Okay. And he'll unlock it and open it up. Sure enough, inside are 5 small vials with that kind of crimson red liquid floating in it, almost like mercury.
Beautiful. How much are these a piece?
50 gold.
I would not like a health potion. Then,
Oh.
Because I have 48 gold. What do you have these? We did just help save the blacksmith. You would have no one in your town. You'd be able to sell to no one and do nothing. And your livelihood would dry up. And there's not much work on the streets for little gnomes at the moment. People won't even see you. You'd get smashed under their feet so easily. So I do think perhaps a discount might be in order. A hefty discount.
Is that an attempt at persuasion?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll with disadvantage because you insulted his height. He's not a fan.
Didn't insult it. I just mentioned it. It's a fact.
Yeah, well, he's a little peculiar about it, man.
Oh yes.
You made him a little upset.
He can stay peculiar. I've got a 19.
Okay, so roll a second d20 and take. So you with disadvantages, you roll 2d20. You take the lowest.
15.
Okay, that's what you rolled? Did you add the +4 for persuasion?
Oh no, I didn't do it either time, so it would have been a 23 and a 19.
Okay, so we'll take the 19, which is still pretty gosh darn good. The persuasion check that you succeeded there will be enough for him to not kick you out of the store. But he certainly is not intending on giving you any kind of discount. You think that method of persuasion didn't necessarily work out the best for you. He'll go, well, if you can't afford it, it's not for you. And he'll close the box and lock it. Anything else you need?
No, you know what? That's fair, and I respect your business acumen. We can't always get what we want. And I really think you treated me very fairly. I'd like to shake his hand before I leave.
Okay. He'll
Specifically the hand with the ring on it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you extend your right hand so that he'll shake with his right hand, and he'll kind of nod a little bit. Ah, very good, very good, and he'll shake your hand.
And I would like to attempt to slide the ring off his finger.
Oh,
Ooh, baby, I like it. That's fucking great. All right, roll sleight of hand.
Okay, wait. Ooh, 16 plus 3, 19.
Alrighty, let's see here. Let me take a quick look. Oh man, I think you're gonna do it.
a rogue and a thief.
I didn't even see it coming, man. You tricked me. That's for damn sure. Let's see. Let's see here.
Cheeky.
That's super cheeky. I love it.
All he had to do is give me like 25% off. We wouldn't have to go through this. Stingy little gnome.
Let me do.
I don't know why people have so much prejudice against tieflings being immoral.
Yeah, you do it, and he doesn't notice his ring is gone. And he'll finish shaking your hand, and anything else I can do for you then?
Nope, not at all. You have a lovely day, and I'd like to walk directly out of the door.
All right, ta-ta. And yeah, that's it. Fucking well done. Jeez Louise. I like it. Okay. You have a ring with a pearl in it.
Okay, well then, actually, I think I'm very pleased with myself at the moment. So instead of going directly to the dungeon, I'm going to go to the tavern and have a drink.
All right, you go to the tavern, and you can definitely have a drink there. Yeah, we'll say that we'll do that now. You go ahead and let's see. We'll put that on pause. Yeah, so you're heading out to the tavern. Sounds good. Call. We will go to you, my friend. What would you like to do?
Oh, I have a bad feeling about going to the tinctures office now. But that was my original plan, and I have no knowledge of what transpired, so I would like to gleefully go to this Belinda's whatever.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, you head over to Belinda's Tonic and Tincture, and you head into the building. It again, same floral scent, same very intense spice and dry herbs. You don't hear any greeting when you walk in.
Hello? Is there anyone here?
You hear some murmuring, and somebody kind of bumps into your leg, but doesn't acknowledge you. All you hear is this kind of frantic voice. Oh, where is it? Where could I have put it? I can't believe I lost it. I'm such a klutz. Oh no! Oh no! And he's kind of just searching around the floor, and he's checking his pockets, and he's just crawling around the ground, trying to check under tables and anything that's on the ground, kind of trying to look for something that he's missing.
Excuse me, good sir shopkeep, is there a problem?
Yes, big problem. We're not open now. Good day, thank you.
You're not open, but the door was open. Was there an unexpected closure?
Yes, very unexpected. Very closure, yes.
Well, I happen to be a lover of potions as well. Is there a problem that I may assist you with? I have 2 perfectly good talons. Actually, 4 talons.
What do you say? He'll kind of he'll start to lose his temper just a little bit. He'll go, I'm sorry, I cannot help you today. Please
Please, I must find it. You come back tomorrow, or the day after, or never. I don't know. And he'll keep looking around.
Would you believe that I am a storied hero in this town who is known for finding things?
Mm-hmm.
Even things so mischievously hidden in a bandit's cove.
He's not really listening. He's kind of just hearing you talk, but he's not really paying too much attention. He's really distraught. He's really frustrated. He is. You can see he's really broken up about whatever it is that he's missing. He'll go, yes, that's very nice. Enjoy exploring the bandit caves now. Ta-ta, thank you. And he just keeps crawling around the ground like.
Oh. I would like to roll an intimidation. And thwack my halberd against the ground. Actually, I don't have my halberd. Shit.
Yep, you do not.
I would like to angrily flap my wings about. Good sir,
Okay.
I've heard great things of this shop and come a very long way, bruised and beaten up, to learn about your expertise in wonderful potions, and here you are muttering about, traipsing about the shop, not getting anything productive done.
So when you flap your wings, the herbs that are being dried that are hanging from the ceiling kind of, shake and whirl about as if they're wind chimes or something like that. And he'll kind of just, for gnomes, this was a lot, but he'll slap his hand on the ground, which doesn't sound like much at all. But he'll get up and he'll say, listen here, you bird. I've no time for this. I've lost my ring. It was my late wife's, and I must find it. Please, you must understand. I have no time for business today. Something's happened to it. Where could I put it? No.
Well, if I were to find out something about said ring, perhaps you may be open for business once again in the next several business days.
If I were to find out something about that ring,
If you were to give me a description of it, as I am going about my business, it wouldn't hurt me too much to ask. After all, I very much would like to converse with you. However, you seem to be far too flustered to be able to transact or teach, which I am most disappointed in.
yes, certainly no time for either of those. If you find it, then sure, come back. It's a gold ring, and there's a pearl on the top of it, and it's the most beautiful ring in the world. And it has an inscription in the inside of the band, and it says, "To my love, Reginald." It was from my wife, Belinda, before she passed away. I'm Reginald.
I can see how that would be most upsetting to you, sir. And I hope that fortune brings it back onto your hand very soon.
Yes, I do too. Now, please, I must find it. Would you leave me alone?
With a very heavy sigh, I would like to make an exit.
Good day, ta-ta. And he'll shut the door behind you, and he'll flip the sign that says closed and pull the shutters on the door.
My favorite shop in this whole cursed town, and there's a gnome who can't figure out which way's what. I would like to go take the edge off my frustrations and go to the fishmongers.
Okay. Yeah, certainly. You can go to the fishmongers.
Yes.
What would you like to do there?
First, I would like to savor the heady aroma of all these fish. Smells like it's kind of awful in a nice way.
Yeah,
It's certainly very funky in the fishmonger area.
This
That
is the
for-
town of the fabled stonefish?
Are you asking someone?
I'm thinking aloud to myself.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I would like to browse around. Is there a place where maybe people are getting these fish, purchasing them, maybe eating them?
Let's see. Yeah, you know that so if you recall, you were in this town for roughly a week beforehand. You know that at the inn they sell a stonefish meal. At the fishmongers, they just kind of prepare it. If you want to buy it raw, or prepared in a specific way, they'll do that and sell it to you, but they won't cook it. That's at the inn. The inn has like a regional dish, if you will. It's not the cheapest dish in the world. It's not the most expensive, but people, that's kind of what the inn's known for.
Why would you ruin a perfectly good stonefish by putting it over fire?
That's a great question.
I would
don't
like to
know.
go to the vendor of the raw fish.
Okay, absolutely. You head over to the fishmonger area. Again, you get the same kind of stares that Nigel did, where they're not glaring at you, but you can definitely see that they're kind of just giving you some kind of weird side eye, essentially. So yeah, you head into the market. Or not the market, but rather the preparation building itself, and you head over to the person. There's a guy that's standing there looking over some papers.
Hello, sir. Those are some very nice papers you're looking over there. My name is Carl the Kenku, and I have come to sample some of your freshest
I
fish.
know who you are. Yes, I fucking know who you are, sir. You are the other one. Where's the third one?
Oh, the tiefling? I don't know.
Yes, that's her, the tiefling. Stealing my boats, traipsing around on the lake willy-nilly, getting God knows what stuck in the oars and under the benches. I've already had the displeasure of meeting one of you today. What do you want?
I wanted to give 2 comments to you. One of them is to say that I am most apologetic for the unsolicited borrowing of your boats. The second one is that I wanted to report that that boat is some of the most robust that I've ever been a part of. It was an amazing boat. The entire experience was fantastic, and I hope that they are fully intact back in your hands.
Yes, intact, though something happened to the side. You know we do rent boats, right? And he'll point to a sign that says boats, 2 gold a day.
I would like to, ding, fling 2 gold coins onto his desk.
Well, it was 2 boats you took, right?
We did bring back a blacksmith.
Yes, and I'm thankful. All right, 2 gold. We'll call it even. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the use of your excellent boats.
What is that blue sticky? You know what? What do you want?
I can tell you what the blue sticky is if you would like to know.
I don't know that I do.
Oh, you do? Well, maybe you don't. I don't really know you very well. Maybe it's best we don't talk about it.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. Samson, are you done cleaning that shit out of the boat yet? And he'll look over and a guy will kind of peek through the other side and he's just covered in that octopus blue goop. Not yet, damn it. And he'll go back to it.
Good sir, I've heard a great many things about your amazing fish in this town, and I worked here for a week, and we did some questing, and I still have not had one of your stonefish.
Well, now that is a shame. You should head over to the inn. They cook up a mean stonefish stew.
Look at me. What do I look like to you?
You look like a crow and kind of an asshole, if I'm to be honest.
That was uncalled for. I'm not a crow, I'm a kenku. And we kenku eat fish. We don't defile fish by burning it or scorching it, we just eat the fish. So, would it be possible for me to get it fresh here instead of going to the inn where they ruin it?
You want to eat the stonefish raw?
Yes, the kenku people, the bird people, like to eat the fish raw. You've never heard of this?
No, there's... I mean, do you mean not even taken off the stone? Or... How do you mean, sir? Sorry.
I believe I already said this, but I'll repeat myself again. However you cut the fish to prepare it before they ruin it, I would like it like that.
Oh, and he'll kind of let off like a sigh of relief. I thought you were going to eat the entire thing with the skin on. I
No.
ain't seen anyone attempt that.
No.
But then again, I've never met, well, whatever you are.
I'm an asshole.
He'll laugh. Oh, I like you. Fair enough then. And he'll come on. I'll show you some of what we've got. And he'll take you into the back preparation room. And and he'll kind of show you what they're doing, and one of the guys is currently working on skinning one of the stonefish, and you get a better look at it now, and it really does look like there's just rocks on the outside of this fish. It's like somebody almost sculpted a fish made completely out of rocks, and they take this really weird kind of curved blade that has all of these like ridges in it. It's almost like a super bread knife, if you can think of how curved that is. And he starts popping off all of these stone scales that are on it, kind of one at a time into these big chunks. And he'll explain to you sort of like, oh yeah, this is, the only region in which these stonefish come from. We've been doing this for the past 50, 60 years now. And he'll show you the other process. After the stone chunks get popped off, they just skin it like normal. There is sort of the fleshy undertone to it. And then he'll show you the raw kind of fillets, essentially. And you go, is this what you meant?
That looks magnificent. How much do one of those go for?
Well, typically we sell a fillet of this fish to the inn for 2 gold. But for you, I haven't laughed like that in forever. You can just have it.
That is extremely generous of you. Do you mind if I eat it now and report to you its taste and quality?
No, I'd actually am kind of curious. I don't think I've ever eaten one of these raw. I don't know what will happen. I don't think they're poisonous.
It's okay. I'm a barbarian. It'll be fine. I would like to eat this raw stonefish fillet.
Yeah. You do so. It has a very interesting texture to it. So you have eaten fish raw before, Call, yes?
Oh, yes.
Okay. It feels like, I guess, in the beak. It has a weird beak feel to it. It's very, very, very oily. It's very, very, very fatty. But there is this kind of intense sweetness to it.
Ooh.
And it kind of just slides down your throat. There's no resistance. It's not tough at all. It's very soft. It's very chewy. It's a really weird, interesting experience. It's almost it almost borders slimy, but it's not quite there yet.
Good sir, this is perfect. I can see why your town is known for such fine fish. How about this? How about I get 2 more fish for 2 gold, because I am just too funny of an asshole to give a discount to. Do not give a discount to, excuse me. For my friends.
For your friends, huh? And he'll think about it for a second. He'll take 2 of the fillets and he'll kind of look at them with questioning eyes for a second before he tears off a small piece of it and pops it in his mouth to eat it. And he'll make this really pained face. Oh God, it's disgusting. Why would you? And he'll spit it out on the floor, and he'll go, gross. I much prefer it in the stew to be raw, to be honest. Yeah, sure, whatever. 2 gold, you can have the fillets. They're yours.
Very good. This is a most exquisite fishmonger organization effort you have here, and I am overjoyed to have taken part in it. I have immense respect for you and your work.
Yeah, thanks. Excuse me, I'm going to wash my mouth out. And he'll leave the room.
Oral hygiene is very important. That's wise.
Yeah, he'll wash his mouth out with seawater. So that's the best they got.
Very well. So I've updated my gold I've spent 4 at the fishmongers.
You have 2 fillets of stonefish.
Perfect.
That
1 for
will-
Mendax, 1 for Nigel.
Okay. I'm sure they're gonna appreciate these raw fish you brought them.
I try to be the most thoughtful party member I can.
You are indeed very thoughtful. What would you like to do now?
I would like to, ruffle my tail feathers a little bit, feeling very accomplished for having such a great fish and gotten a good deal. And I would like to go to the tavern now.
Hey, you can head to the tavern.
Perfect.
Yeah, we can reconvene you guys there. Mendax, you've been there since kind of early midday. You've just been drinking, very pleased with yourself. We'll say you've spent a total of 4 gold on different drinks. There's fine wines and sour wines. There's some nice food. You've had the stonefish stew. It was excellent. It has this really tender, chewy, but sweet quality to it. And the broth is really rich and full with a lot of root vegetables, so it's hearty and sticks to your bones. But yeah, besides that, you've just been admiring your ring now. And we'll say Nigel walks in.
Nigel, how's it going? Come here.
Why, Mendax, you seem quite alert and astute. How are you?
I'm so good at the moment. Have you tried this stew? It's fantastic.
It seems to be all the people here talk about. I've already had it once or twice, but a 3rd time couldn't hurt. After all, I've spent a day hunting for bird feathers and pearls in a town that cares about nothing but potions and fish, apparently. So...
Wait, did you... Garçon! 1 more bowl of stew for my friend here. Stat! Wait, did you find any feathers?
I didn't. I need an owl's feather. I found a few what may have been stray pigeon feathers from the alchemist, which is very, very generous of him. Otherwise, I've achieved just about nothing today.
Do you mean that's little gnome?
Yes, the tiny one. Did you meet him too?
Yeah, I went over there and he was charging exorbitant rates for healing potions. And he was just not very kind. And at one point, he just very generously gave me... He gave me his ring.
He gave you his ring.
Absolutely. Yes.
I meant that.
Yeah, you recognize the ring, Nigel. It's the pearl ring that he was wearing when you met him the first time.
We might want to put that away. Was this perhaps another case of foraging, Mendax?
don't know what you're talking about.
How about I just hang on to this for safekeeping for now, and let's make sure we don't talk too much about this anymore.
I think, sure. I mean, does it even fit your fingers?
I am just gonna put that in my pocket, and I might try it on tomorrow. But you've clearly been drinking, and
No, I've not. I'm fine. I could ride a horse right now if I wanted.
Well, you know, I actually have never drunk a single bit of alcohol in my entire life. And I think
Shut.
it's time that I changed that.
I would definitely. Garçon! Along with that stew, I'm going to need 4 more tankards of ale. Your finest. For me and my friend here.
Yeah, he'll nod his head. He has no problem being called garçon by drunk people that are spending a bunch of money. Yeah, he'll bring over 4 really large tankards of ale. It's really, really dark ale. And it smells very strong. Along with that, he'll bring over the stew that you ordered, Mendax, and yeah, he'll add it to your tab, which you're now up to. Let's see, another 6 gold out of pocket.
Okay. Who else is standing at the bar?
Let's see who's at the bar. There's 2 individuals, 2 humans, let's say, who are just kind of sitting apart from each other. Doesn't look like they're doing much than drinking and eating.
What kind of humans?
Living ones?
That definitely narrows it down.
What do you mean? What are you looking for?
Does it look like somebody who I could flirt with to get them to pay my tab?
Let's say you roll an insight with disadvantage because you're drunk as shit.
I resent that. I'm totally fine. I've been way drunker.
I'm sure you have, but it's still enough to affect your insight. You don't make great decisions, apparently, when you're drunk. We'll see. Or maybe you make great ones. Who knows?
14 and... oh, shit, a 6.
Yeah, you... let's see.
This is me at the bar for real.
Baby! Hey.
You think that so these people that are at the bar, they do look pretty well off. They're wearing nice clothes. They look like they're not from the town. Maybe they've just stopped in along their travels. Like they said, this is a very popular sort of tourist attraction or kind of a rest stop. Yeah, they look pretty well off. They have very fine clothes on. You think, however, that these are the poorest looking bums you've ever seen in your life, and you couldn't imagine they could come up with enough money to pay their room, let alone your tab.
Fucking peasants. Forget them. Yeah. Whatever. Put it on the tab. We're not done yet. We'll settle it later. I give him one more gold, just, to let him know I'm good for it.
Yeah, he'll take the money, absolutely. And yes, very well, miss, as you wish. No problem. Let me know if you need anything else. And you, sir, you as well. You let me know if you need anything.
Thank you.
And Call, you can walk in at this time as well. You see your 2 companions in the corner. One of them visibly drunk, the other one about to get visibly drunk.
Oh, that's very bitter.
Who the hell is that thick-ass bird? Call the king is that thick-ass bird. My friends! I have scored us 2 stonefish fillets. For half price, this was only 2 gold to get both of these. Now, I've already eaten one, so I wanted to offer to each of you 1 stonefish fillet. And I've heard that people put them into a stew which to me as a Kenku I find offensive and wrong, I ate it as it is. You may do so as well. Or at least give it a taste, and if you don't like it, then I can have them. What do you say? Give it a try?
I've read about the Ashari peoples who regularly eat fish raw. Apparently, it's considered a delicacy off
Yes.
in some sea regions.
Yes.
It's a day of firsts. I've just had my first swig of ale. I'll take a bite.
Well, here
It's
you
your
go.
Never mind. I'm not going to say what I. You go for it, Nigel.
Oh, no way, Mendax. You think these look awesome. This looks super delicious to you. You
my
can
God.
not eat them if
so
you want
hungry.
to, but
No, I'm definitely going to taste of that fish.
awesome. Yes, Nigel, after your first swig of ale, you're also pretty decked out, my man. This is very strong stuff. This is stuff that the dwarves would drink on regular occasion. And for a human that's been drinking a long time, it would still knock them out. This being your first taste of alcohol pretty much ever, you're pretty done at this point.
14-year-old who just drank a 17% beer. Yep. Okay. I got it.
There you go. You got a good picture. Yeah, you still have some of your faculties about you, but you're definitely not making the most informed decisions. You don't think you would be trying this fish if you were in your right mind. Yeah, both of you, Nigel, a bit more conservatively, you tear off a piece that doesn't look too bad or too stringy, and just pop it in your mouth to try a little taste of it. Mendax, you kind of just grab the fillet and just take this giant chunk out of the middle of it. Yeah, basically.
That's the spirit?
Both of you roll a Constitution save.
Oh my God, am I going to vomit in this inn?
Constitution save is +2.
Oh, fuck. Constitution.
4 + 2, that's a 6.
Okay, and
I have a 13. 11 + 2, I have a 13.
okay.
Come on, that's just gag reflex.
I don't know if it is. This was some pretty disgusting fish that even someone who's worked with it their entire life couldn't really stomach. Let's see if you... Mendax, you certainly feel the all too familiar feeling of bile building up in your stomach as this oily, sandy, greasy, almost like it's a dirty fish. Like Call just carried this over in his hands. So there's bits of feather and dust in there too. So this is very disgusting, and it almost doesn't instantly sober you, but you have this feeling and familiarity of when you fucked up when you're drunk. You almost get this moment of clarity where you're like, oh man, I really should not have done that. And yeah, you throw up in your empty soup bowl that you have in front of you. Yeah, it's pretty rough. And you are not. You're pretty sobered by that feeling.
I meant to do that. That was on purpose.
The contents
Excess
of your
calories.
stomach now going back into the soup. It actually looks pretty similar to when you ate it. And then Nigel, go ahead and try one more Constitution save. Let's see. You only had one swig. You're not all the way gone. Can you choke down the vomit that's building up?
19. 17 + 2.
Yep, 19. That is good enough. It is enough for you to spit this this half-chewed piece of raw, disgusting, slimy fish out, which lands in the bowl as it's being filled back up with Mendax's bile. You choke back down this overwhelming urge and nausea that you have, and take a sip of water that's in front of you to kind of level your head back out, and you kind of regret your decision to drink altogether, but you don't throw up. You're good.
So, what did you think?
Honestly, I've had worse things in my mouth.
Oh, so you liked it?
I probably wouldn't go back for seconds.
Do you not
But
want to
you
finish
know-
it?
No, you know what? I would very much like for you to finish it.
That's very generous of you.
Thank you so much.
Nigel, what
bringing
did you think?
I'm not sure this was such a good idea. I don't. I think maybe I shouldn't have any more.
Any more ale or any more fish?
Either.
What did you say, Bible?
I don't know.
Either?
Definitely no more of that fish. No more of that
Definitely
fish.
more ale.
Definitely no more of that fish.
Garçon, your stew smells like vomit.
Wait,
Um,
let me smell it.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, it does! It does smell like vomit. That's a problem. I would take issue with that as a consumer.
I think
The-
something's wrong with the stew, and we need a fresh bowl.
The patrons at the bar will just like stare at you three and leave. And the innkeeper, or garçon as you insist on calling him, is kind of just shaking his head and sighing. And certainly not the first time people have thrown up in his inn, but it always sucks whenever someone does. At least you got it all in the bowl though,
It's
so
in the bowl.
there you go, that's true. Nigel, let's see. Roll another constitution. One more for me.
Another 17 plus 2, 19.
Okay. You are feeling the pangs of sleepiness, but you're not quite there yet.
You know what? Only cowards and people who don't try hard stop there. I'm gonna keep drinking.
All right.
That's right. Nigel, I knew I liked you. Carl, have you had any ale yet?
No, but I had some fish.
Well, you know what? You shared your fish with me. I would very much like to share my ale with you. I have one more tankard here that I have not yet partaken of.
Isn't
Would
this
you like
dwarven
it?
stuff?
Is it what?
Dwarven stuff.
I mean, it might be. I don't know. It's local.
You didn't
They said
read the
it's-
menu?
Craft. Well, I could try.
PAs.
I could try, but at the moment, there's like 2 of everything on the menu.
You're
just don't
very
think the
drunk,
menu was-
aren't you?
No, obviously the menu is written incorrectly, and I don't speak rockfish-ese. Do you want the ale or not?
I
It's
will
basically a
have some, but
potion.
you are
It's
you
a
are way
potion
over.
for fun.
It's a potion for fun. Oh my god.
You know that would work on me if I was as drunk as you. I will have some.
Well,
I
you
will
could
have some.
be.
You had some of the fish, so I will taste some of the ale.
I think that is that's fair. Gentlemanly of you. You thick-ass bird, you.
You vomited into that bowl, didn't you?
Oh, in the bowl, but the ale's not in the bowl. The ale is in the tankard. That's pure. I would never. Honestly.
I would like to have some of this ale then.
Yeah, it's would Call be someone who's had a drink in their, their life, or
Yes, he's had drinks here and there. It's not really his jam, but it's okay.
okay. Yeah, it's strong stuff. It certainly is when you take a sip, you can definitely tell that this is some potent brew. You can
Ugh.
sip it though, and it's definitely not a chugging beer like Mendax probably has done. But yeah, you're overall, it's fine.
I would like to have this some of this beer, and then also have another one of the fish that they didn't want to
Yeah.
eat.
The fish are all yours.
Excellent. This is a great day, except the potion shop. That was terrible. Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask you too. I went to the tincture place, and there
Oh,
was...
that fucking guy.
Well, exactly, that's what I was going to say, is this fucking guy, as you put it, wouldn't even go so far as to transact business or to speak with me about any alchemy or potions at all. Apparently he's missing some sentimental ring. It was his wife's ring, or she gave it to him or something. I think Belinda was her name. His name is Reginald, and it was a pearl ring, and it's missing. And I can't do business with him, and I love potions, you see. Have you seen it, heard of it, what?
I don't. What's a ring?
A ring is a circular device like the ones that we found that got stuck on our fingers from this boss in the bandit's cave. You see, this one's stuck here. That's like his ring, but it was a smaller one because he's a gnome.
Well, Carl, remember that sometimes things grow in the ground and sometimes they grow in hands, but either way, they get domestically foraged.
Are you saying that he was robbed? In broad daylight? This town is just, it's not good. We should leave at some point. There are criminals running amok.
Well, we could leave right now, but we're waiting on your halberd.
You're a mess. You would fall over if you got up.
Your mom's a mess. I'm sorry, I don't know your mother. That was rude. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sure she was a lovely bird person.
She is a lovely bird person. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we'll say unless specifically there's something you guys want to try to are neither of you telling him that Nigel has the ring?
I'm
Which
not
is fine. I
saying
just want to make sure.
shit.
Okay. Nigel, you're gonna keep it a secret as well?
I'm much more interested in thinking about whether Master Nivix ever loved me, or if I'm just a sad orphan.
Oh, he's the sentimental drunk now.
As you ponder this and spill your heart out to your compatriots about how you wonder if Master Nivix ever took you in just because of your power or if he ever loved you, you all eventually start to doze off to sleep. The alcohol hits you all pretty hard, Nigel, you especially. And yeah, you fall asleep at the table at this inn. And eventually, you guys... actually, let's take a look.
Swear to God, if we get domestically foraged while we're passed out, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah, no, you guys eventually wake up. We're gonna say, we'll say Mendax, you wake up first. You being the more, experienced drinker of the three. Your compatriots are passed out. Nigel is laying on the bench, and Call is sleeping underneath the table with an empty bowl kind of resting over his beak. You don't know if it's the vomit bowl. You don't really want to know. You kind of just get up and slink away.
Oh, I can't stack anything on top of Carl before I leave, can I? Anything else? Just like
I
one
mean,
of the-
can
I try to stack an empty tankard or two on top of Carl?
Yeah, it's not very hard. Call is out. He's gone.
Then I would like to do so. I think I have 4 empty tankards, and I would like to stack them all in a row on top of Carl as he lies under the table.
Yeah, you think that you should only have 4, but there's actually a total of 10 now.
Who put those on my tab?
Well, you do check your gold, and you are light another. It would be another 6 gold for those. So apparently, you were very generous last night.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. Well, it comes and goes. Can't take it with
Yeah, so your friends are totally passed out. What would you like to do?
Is there anything that I could use to leave a note that says, "Haha, you drunk bitches, I'm going back to the dungeon to check out that room. Catch you later."
Would there be anything that you could actually write that with? You have a dagger, and the table is made of wood, but that's about the best you can do.
Is the barkeep anywhere in vision? Because if not, I would like to carve, "Haha, you drunk bitches, I'm going back to the dungeon. I'll catch you later," into the table.
Is the barkeep around? No, he's not actually. Are you gonna carve that on the top or underneath?
I'm going
Or
to
where
carve it
would you like
underneath
to?
so that Carl sees it when he wakes up.
Great. Yeah. So you do so. It takes you a few minutes. It's not particularly easy carving words into wood with the daggers, but you manage it. There's a bunch of other graffiti underneath this table. It looks like you're not the first to have to grace the underside of this table with some art. And yeah, you leave that for him and head out. So where are you wanting to head to?
I'm wanting to head towards the boat because I'm going to need a boat to go back to that dungeon.
Okay. Yeah, you head toward the docks. It's fairly early morning. Not everyone has risen yet. People are still sleeping, but the dock workers are out there and already preparing to head out for the day, to catch more fish and throw some more nets and set more traps.
Okay. I'd like to walk up to some of the people going onto a boat and inquire as to whether or not they're going all the way across the lake, and if I could potentially catch a ride with them.
Yeah, you go up to one of them that's kind of checking a few things off of a list. And he'll look at you. He's not going to say anything rude necessarily, but he's not the most like forthcoming with details. He'll say, "No, we're not going across the lake today. We're heading to the western shore."
Is he wearing
Not
a ring?
No, he's not. No rings
Okay,
on
then
him.
I'll leave
He
him
has an
alone.
earring.
No, we won't go for we won't rip an earring out of his ear. Okay, then I would like to just go rent a boat for 2 gold.
Okay, sure. So yeah, we'll say that you head into the to the building and you see the sign that says boat rentals 2 gold, and you head up to the front and it's the same guy. He's not going over papers this time. He is reading something from a ledger.
Excuse me, good sir?
Yes. Oh, well, look who it is. Number 3, here to grace my store.
Oh, that's quite kind of you. You don't have to say grace. I'm really just, just popping in. But thank you. How are your boats? I heard some talk of a blue sticky, and I felt so awful. I would very much like to take one out onto the water and clean it up for you if I can. I know we returned them after borrowing them, but I do feel bad that we did not clean said blue sticky out. I would very much like to do that for you if I can.
Well, apparently the only one of the 3 to have the sense of mind to offer any help. It's too late for that, though. Thomas already cleaned it out. Can't have my boats reeking of whatever that shit was.
Would you like to know what that shit was?
No, I don't. Thank you.
That's probably for the best. Some things you can't unhear.
What do you want?
Well, to be honest, when we went to go find the blacksmith, there was a dungeon and there were many rooms. And we found many things in said rooms, but there was one room that we were never able to check because we had to make sure we got the blacksmith home safely. There could be any number of things in that room. These were bandits who have stolen so many items, and I wanted to go back to that room to see what was in there. If you'd be willing to lend me a boat, I'd be willing to split some of that with you. Whatever I find in that room, I mean.
Well, you don't have to split anything with me. Just rent a boat, 2 gold. It says it there on the sign. I don't want what's ever in those banded caves. It's probably just a bunch of shit and trash anyways.
You wouldn't want more than 2 gold? In certain rooms we found lots of gold.
Well, then you shouldn't have any problem paying the price.
Well, no, because Nigel's holding it.
Who? Nigel? What?
Sorry, I did drink a lot last night.
I'm sure you did.
Well, that was uncalled for.
Well, no offense, miss, but you're not looking the greatest.
Well, no, but I was force-fed raw stonefish, and I don't think anybody would be in the best, state after eating some of that.
Ha! He gave it to you, huh? And you ate it, actually? Oh!
You gave him the stonefish? Oh my god, yeah. Well, I felt too bad. I couldn't say no. He'd bought the stonefish. You have to try it. Have you ever tried it?
I did last night. It was fucking disgusting.
Oh, can you imagine that on a stomach full of, the ale, the craft ale at the tavern?
The craft ale. Well, then let's just call us even. You fucked up my boats. I fucked up your stomach.
Oh, that is almost fair. That's fairly fair. What do you say? What do we say we call it 1 gold to rent the boat? And if I find something good, I'll give you a piece of the action when I come back.
Let's see. You can try to roll a persuasion.
Okay.
We'll see if you can do the unthinkable here.
12 plus 4 is 16.
Okay, not quite unthinkable numbers. But he's gonna say, he's not gonna be rude about it. He's just gonna say, listen, lassie, I've done enough favors, whether I meant to do them or not. I've had a couple of laughs, but I'm not in any sort of position to just be renting out boats for half price. I'm sorry, 2 gold's the deal. If that's not going to be acceptable for you, I don't know what to tell you. You can walk around the lake, but it'll take you fucking forever.
How long is forever?
Well, at least probably a day. I mean, depends on how fast you can walk, I guess. Do tieflings walk very fast?
Oh, yeah, we're quite I generally jump half the time. I'm quite agile. It's just faster to jump.
I didn't know that. That's fucking weird.
Or,
Anyways,
again,
I've got lots to do. So 2 gold, no 2 gold. What's this gonna be?
Okay, sure. Here's 2 gold. Right here for your boat.
All right. And there's the boat with the blue shit in it. You can take that one.
I thought you said it was cleaned.
Yeah, it's mostly clean. Thomas, he's a bit of a lazy. Well, he's a bit lazy. You can have that one.
Sure. I would love to take that. Absolutely. Thank you so much. You've been a treasure, honestly. And then I'm going to walk out to the boat.
Okay. You walk out. The boat is kind of docked just off to the side, out of the way of the other boats. You can see that they've kind of moved all the boats now to one side of the docks to kind of keep them all in the same spot. They're not as spread out. And you could definitely see one that has the remnants of that blue octopus slime and guts and blood in it. So yeah, you can hop in that boat and head on off to the other side of the lake if you like.
That's what I would very much like to do.
All right, you untie the boats, you grab the oars, and away you go. It's slow going for you, and it's going to take you most of the day probably to row to the other side, being that you are a bit hungover as well as doing this on your own. The weather is not great. It is fairly windy this morning, so that's making the lake pretty choppy. Not unmaneuverable, but definitely not giving you any sort of advantage. Let's
Question.
see. Yeah.
Do I have to go back through the blue goo? Like, is there a film of blue goo on the water?
I guess you're gonna find out.
Okay. I'm keeping an eye out for the blue goo.
Okay, you're keeping an
And
eye
I'm
out for the
making
blue.
sure I steer the boat towards it.
Okay, got it. You'll steer the boat towards the blue goo if there is any. Understood. The boat, by the way, yeah, Thomas apparently is pretty lazy, as there is definitely dried chunks of this awful smelling substance that is kind of caked underneath some of the seats as well as the oars that you're paddling with. So it's a fairly unpleasant experience.
Yeah, I mean, after last night, I can't really complain too badly.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and pause you there. You're going to be doing some rowing for a bit. We'll have next up is Call. You awaken next. It's dark.
Oh! Oh! My head hurts. Curse this
your head
dwarven
does-
ale. Why do they make it so strong anyway? Doesn't even taste that good. Oh, what's this? There's some artwork here on the table. Went to the cave. Haha, drunk bitches. Mendax. Oh. Mendax. I didn't know she carved art like that. That's actually pretty well done. Is Nigel next to me? Is he passed out?
Yes. Nigel is passed out on the bench next to you. You can see that there are tankards stacked on your torso and leg and all around you.
I would like to remove the tankards from my chest, as I have no use for them there.
Yep, you do so. There's kind of a general, as you start to sit up, just enough so that you don't bang your head, you can feel your feathers kind of unsticking from the ground.
Is it sticky on the ground?
It's sticky on the ground, my friend.
Ooh.
You're in a bar. You guys had a bunch to drink. There was vomit that happened. All the bowls are empty, which is very suspicious. Yeah, there's some sort of let's say movie theater film that exists on the ground underneath your table.
That's gross. Okay, well, I would like to get up and alert Nigel that time has passed and I'm very hurt mentally here. Nigel! Nigel.
Roll a Constitution.
All right, we got a 7 + 2, 9.
You are still asleep.
Nigel. I would like to go over to his foot and take my wing like this, and I would like to go like this at his foot.
Okay. Nigel, roll a Constitution with advantage.
That just means we roll twice, right?
Roll twice, take the highest, yes.
16, sorry.
16. No, you are still out, my man.
Jesus.
Not happening. You are cooked.
I would like to take the third and final fish, and I would like to hold it right next to his nose.
Nigel, you wake up. Roll one more Constitution save.
Oh, what the fuck is that smell? 20. 18 + 2.
Okay, you stifle back the bile that's building in your stomach again from the kind of PTSD memories you have of that fish and eating it.
Get that away from me now. Get it away. That's disgusting.
Good morning, Sir Wizard. It seems that we've both gone a bit too far with the ale. I received a message hidden beneath the table. Mendax
Message?
apparently has left town. She's gone back to the bandits' cave. And she also said that we are bitches.
Back to the cave.
From what Call said, you understood cave, Mendax, and bitches.
When are we?
It is Tuesday, my friend.
Is it dark outside?
No, it's actually pretty bright, and your eyes are alerted to that now that you've opened them. You instantly shut them again, and your head is just splitting.
Oh, I have just the thing. Do I have any more of that special potion that I got from the bandits' cave?
Yeah, you do.
What was it? Was it a spoonful? How much was it? That was the effective amount.
Like a quarter of it.
So we had 2
Something
servings left, right?
So you have 2 servings of it left. Yes.
I'll keep the potion for myself.
Never mind, you can suffer.
That's some good shit. He did this
it
to
was.
himself. To be fair, he did this to himself. It's a lesson that we all must learn.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
So
do we not know what time it is?
You can look out a window and judge the basic time of day. It is, in so many words, about 1 in the afternoon. That message was written probably 6 hours ago. Not that you would have any idea how to tell that. But yeah, you guys it's already half the day is gone, basically.
Oh.
I'm gonna look around for water, and I'm gonna start. I intend to walk, but I imagine it ends up more of a crawl in the search of water around the tavern.
Yeah, you know that there is a pitcher of water behind the bar, and the innkeeper is standing there. He figures what you want by you stumbling over, crashing into some of the stools. He'll sigh and put down the plates that he was tidying up, and he'll pour a big tankard of water and kind of meet you halfway. And he'll pull up one of the stools that you knocked over and sit you down, and put the water in front of you with a thud and walk back away.
I'm gonna rehydrate and contemplate bad choices.
Good Sir Barkeep, I wanted to thank you for reaching out and taking care of our young wizard. He's never had alcohol until yesterday.
Yeah, well, it's not very hard to see that, now is it? He didn't even drink anymore.
Do you happen to know with the, I guess when the tiefling left?
If I had to guess, probably it must have been before. Oh, I don't know. How the hell would they describe time? Before midday. That's usually when I come in and open up the rest of the inn. You guys were pretty tuckered out. I wasn't gonna move you around, so yeah, it'll be 2 gold to clean up that mess. By the way, that's gonna require some scraping.
I would like to offer my sincerest apologies, and also a piece of advice. You know that stew that you make with the stonefish?
Yes.
Have you ever had it uncooked?
Based on last night, I don't think I ever want to try it.
Suit yourself.
So thank you.
I think it's exquisite. If you see any kenku, you might consider serving it to them that way.
I'll keep it in mind.
You
but,
could probably
we
charge
don't-
them extra. I bet they would pay extra.
Thanks for the advice.
You're welcome.
How about that 2 gold? Or will your friend over there be paying?
I think I'll be paying. He's not in the best condition.
Very good, sir.
I'll go ahead and pay the 2 gold.
he'll take it and yeah, he'll kind of nod his head in thanks, and then grab a bucket, a mop, and what looks like an oversized cleaver, and head over to that table.
And I trust that Mendax the tiefling paid her share before she left.
Oh yeah, yeah, she paid. No need to worry about her.
Good. I'm glad we were able to help your business despite the mess we've made. Apologies.
It happens. I'm not too concerned about it. He's shockingly chill about it, but you figure this kind of stuff might happen here a lot. So it's kind of just goes with the business.
This talk of money is going to jolt me a little bit, and I'm going to do the quick wallet keys check, or in this case, spellbook pearl ring check in my cloak.
Yep. Spellbook, pearl ring, all safely tucked away. You can check the rest of your belongings. You've got them. Anything that you would keep in your pockets.
Okay, gonna go back to drinking water and then crawl upstairs and go to sleep.
Absolutely. We'll say that Nigel, you take the rest of the day to recuperate from your adventure from last night. And you just the innkeeper, being the nice man that he is, and being that you did do the town a great service, will consistently come up there and just leave water on the table for you, as he's been there, done that. So you,
I'll slap three gold down and where he's leaving the water, and thanks. And
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. After one of the times he comes up. He'll take that and increase the frequency at which water is brought up to your room. And he'll even remove some of the salt water that he's been putting in it. So great. Super nice of you. Call, what are you going to do? Your friend is upstairs and resting, and you feel it best to probably let him do that.
Yes, I should probably go and see what Mendax has been up to. I could ask people at the docks about this pearl ring, but I'm not super hopeful about it.
Yeah, if you head over to the fishmongers right after you wake up Nigel, everyone's pretty much gone. It's just the guy that you talked to. The boats are all gone except for one of the ones that you commandeered last night. You do notice, the night previous to that one. You do notice that there is still that boat kind of docked up. That's one of their rentals. But yeah, you can head into the shop, and the owner of the store, or the establishment, if you will say, welcome back. I heard you had quite a night.
So, we did have quite the night, and I wanted to pass along more compliments for the exquisite fish. It wasn't quite the liking of my compatriots, but let's just say that not all tastes are as refined as those of the Kinku.
He'll laugh again, and he'll say, "Yeah, I could tell based on your friend this morning. Then she came by. She didn't look like she was doing too well at all."
Yes, well, she left a note as to the direction that she was traveling. Did she happen to rent a boat from you recently?
Mm-hmm. Came through here, haggled for a boat, lost, head out. I think she was going to the other side of the lake, to the caves you all went to, or something, some such nonsense. I don't know.
Well, I may as well do that too. I don't really have much use for being here. Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask, have you happened to come across a ring? It's a golden ring with a pearl in it. It's been reported missing.
With pearls.
I don't really care for pearls myself. They're useless to me. But there are people who I need to talk to who won't talk to me until I give them said ring.
Well, all I know, it seems that your wizard friend was interested in some kind of pearl as well. I've seen no ring with that, though. The only one I know of is the one that Reginald wears over at Belinda's Tonic and Tincture.
Yes, he's the person who reported it missing, exactly.
Oh. Nope. I haven't seen it.
Well, if I can give you a recommendation, watch your fingers and toes. There are thieves on the loose in this town.
Thanks for the heads up, I guess.
No, fingers and toes. Your head is probably fine. I don't think there are any murderers.
You're very weird.
Thank you. Anyways, could I please rent one of your fine boats to cross this passage to go after my questionable friend?
Yeah, 2 gold. You can have the other one you stole from us the other night.
I won't waste your time. Here's 2 gold.
Thank you very much. And he'll let you take the boat that's docked outside over to the wherever you want to take it. You can have it for the day.
Very good. I've removed another 2 gold from my inventory. And I would like to row said boat in a very vigorous barbarian sort of way.
You do so. Would you say you're really trying to hurry to the other side? Like you have a lot of urgency in doing this, or are you trying to conserve your stamina?
So here's the thing. Sometimes you have a hangover, and it's some maybe dehydration, concentration of things in your head, and it hurts your head. But if you get a good bit of exercise, you get the blood flowing, that can sometimes reinvigorate you and get you back on your feathers or whatever.
Okay, so you're doing a brisk rowing to try to get the blood pumping and all the toxins out
Very
of your
brisk,
body.
yes.
Okay, all right, I like it. Yeah, you row and it's a good speed. The weather at this point of the day is improved a bit. It's not as windy as when Mendax set out, but it is still kind of choppy. So yeah, you're able to make good speed. So while you're rowing, we'll take care of what Mendax was up to for all those hours you guys were asleep. But for now, why don't we go ahead and take our halfway break, as we're about halfway through the session today.
Perfect.
All right, so we'll see you guys, I think, in about 5 minutes.
Thank you for watching Wayfarers, where a bunch of idiots try to make their way through the town.
I'll never drink again.
Some lessons are best learned the hard way. The bird, the big mean bird, the rowing bird. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Wayfarers. 2 of us are rowing boats. 1 of us is surviving a hangover, his very first in his life. Mendax is leading the boats in her own boat with the icky stuff in it, going toward the bandits' cave. We continue.
Yes, so Mendax, you set out early in the morning when it was still windy and the waves were choppy. But you're able to make it to the other side of the lake in about 3 hours or so. You're not stopped this time by any water creatures that mean to do you harm. It seems like all of them are still asleep or don't want to bother with the boat that smells like dead octopus. So yeah, you're able to make it to the other side of the lake, and you're at a familiar scene of the kind of larger boat that's pushed up against the wall, and the waterfall that's kind of coming down and covering that cave entrance, if you remember. What do you want to do? I think you might be muted.
She's taking a vow of silence for now.
I guess
I
so.
have. And I lost my voice from the drinking. I was up too late last night. So I did not actually go through any of the blue sticky.
No, there was no blue stickiness to be found on the lake. I guess a full day and kind of a half are enough to blow any of that away. So nope, you didn't run into anything, unfortunately.
Well, I would like to pull the boat up onto the shore far enough that the tide won't take it away.
Okay.
And
yeah.
And then I'd just like to take a quick glance around to see if anyone is there. I'm pretty sure, I mean, those 2 bandits, we killed one, I stole the shoes of the other. So assuming they're not still in front of the cave, but if I don't see anyone, I would like to go to enter the cave.
Yeah, you can. You definitely can enter the cave. You don't see anyone. You don't see anyone outside. You see the remnants of the fire from the other night. It's pretty waterlogged. You recall joyfully the scenes of tricking those 2 bandits. But yeah, besides that, you're able to head into the cave, no problems.
Okay, then I would like to continue on in the cave. I would like to take out my rapier, just in case, to have it ready. And I'd like to go through the first cavern and head down through there, the cavern with all the boxes that we've already searched through, and into the hallway with the gilded door, and then the other door that we did not go into.
Okay, yeah, sure. So let's see. You head in through that first kind of larger hallway. Yeah, that's not an issue. And as you turn the corner to kind of go down that second hallway that has the doors kind of inlaid to the caverns, yeah, you get a really, really strong whiff of just kind of rot and just a very pungent, very nasty smell.
Oh, that has to be the corpses, the pigs' corpses hanging there, and the sheep's carcasses.
Or it could be the human corpses that you guys left in all the rooms too.
There's so many corpses; it's hard, to differentiate. But I smelled a lot of things on that fish last night and from my own vomit, so I think I could just choke this down and move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. You head over to the door that you guys did not open. Let me ask you guys this. Did you shut the doors when you came back through?
We'd never explicitly said that we did, no.
Okay, so we'll just say, and why would you, right? Like, doesn't really matter. You hear in the room that had the 3 bandits, so if you're in the hallway, it was the door to your left that led into sort of the mess hall area.
Mm-hmm.
You hear some scraping on the stone, and it almost sounds like cracking bone and like a squishy squeaking.
Oh, that's interesting. That's in the room that we've already been in.
Yes, that's in the room that you have already gone through. Yep.
I would like to cautiously peek around the corner to see what the hell is making that noise.
Yeah, so you peek around the corner, and it's pretty dark in there. But being a tiefling and being able to see in, I believe, dark vision conditions, you're able to make out a pretty gruesome scene. You see three kind of humanoid figures huddled around one of the bodies of the bandits that you killed. One of them has got an arm in its mouth, and it's kind of gnawing on it, almost like a corn on the cob. It's stripping away the rotting flesh. There's flies that are buzzing all around, and again, this really, really disgusting smell starts coming from there. You look at the three humanoid figures, and you see that their skin is this dark gray. Their flesh is clinging to it, but you can definitely see exposed bone and wiry hair barely hanging down from their head. But you cannot see the front of them. They're all not facing you.
Is it possible to slowly reach out and shut the door?
Yeah, sure it is.
I would like to quietly shut that door.
Well, let's see if it closes quietly. Go ahead and just roll a d20 for me.
18.
What did you roll? 18. Okay. It does make a small squeak at the end of when you shut that door and firmly latch it into place. And your heart kind of stops for a moment, and you listen very, very, very closely. The room is dead silent. You don't hear the scraping and the sort of gnashing of teeth on the other side. But you wait and kind of just keep your eyes closed, almost in a half prayer, for what seems like minutes on end, before you hear the same scraping and gnawing and cracking of bone on the other side of the door.
Whew. Okay, I would like to back slowly away from that door and walk over to the door that we'd never opened and put my ear against it to see if I hear of any other whites chewing on things.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
And 12.
12. You do not hear anything on the other side of that door.
Okay. I would like to check to see. I've already made it this far.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would like to just try to test to see if the door is unlocked. Is it unlocked?
It's not.
Okay. I would like to use my thieves' tools to try to pick the lock.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a I believe it's a sleight of hand check with advantage because you are using your thieves' tools.
Okay, so 17 and 15. So 17.
Yeah. 7. Is that with your plus 5, plus 3?
Plus 3. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, great. 17. Yeah, you are able to kind of deftly and quickly unlock, and with a really kind of light, it snaps everything into place, and you know that it's unlocked.
Okay. I would like to gently push the door open, just a slight crack to allow sound to better come from the room.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a d20.
15.
All right, yeah, there you just kind of nudge that door open, and you can just see, maybe about anywhere from like maybe 5 to 15% of the room through that little opening you've made for yourself to take a look through. It doesn't make any squeaks or noises. On the other side, you see a a kind of pile of white fur that seems to be rising up and down slightly. It looks to be an animal of some sort that's sleeping on the other side.
Shit. Hmm. Okay. How large is this animal? Can I tell? I have dark vision.
Yeah, you have dark vision. You don't see all of it, though, is the problem. You'd have to open the door open some more in order to see the entirety of it.
Okay, I'd like to slowly open the door a bit more.
Okay, how much more are we talking? Halfway open?
Yeah, let's go halfway open.
All right, go ahead, roll a d20.
Is there just a straight d20? It's 18.
Yep, just a straight d20. Great. No more. There's no creaks happening with the door. No squeaking. The door is halfway open now. You can clearly see into a very solid 80 to 85% of the room. There is a bit of the room off to the left side. So when you're looking in over to the left, you can't see exactly how far down this room goes, but you can see everything in this main entranceway. And it smells bad, but not like death. It kind of smells like urine and feces from dogs or wolves in this case. There are 3 wolves that are sleeping on the ground. They have white fur, and you can also see that there are chains around their necks, and they're kind of bolted into the ground on these stakes. Like the chains are, not the wolves, the chains. So it's to keep them from running away.
Gotcha. Can I see how long the chains are?
It goes behind and underneath, so all the wolves are sort of sleeping on top of each other in a way. So you don't exactly see how long those chains are now. You know they're probably at least 5 feet long, though. At least. Who knows how long exactly, though.
Damn. Wolves, oddly enough, are Mendax's favorite animals, and she'd very much like to go in there.
All right. Well.
No, I'm not. I would very much like to.
Oh, okay.
But I think I will. I won't shut the door. I would leave the door where it's at.
Okay.
And I will head back towards the main hall, exercising a rare moment of caution.
Okay, so you're gonna head back to the main kind of entry room of this whole
Yes,
cave,
I'd
right?
like to research that room to make sure that I didn't miss anything in the first place.
Sure. Go ahead. You can head back in there. That's not a problem. Let's see. Yeah, that should be fine. Go ahead and roll a perception check as you're searching for anything that you might have missed. You remember that there were some potions in here last time you looked.
13.
13. Nothing. You don't find anything other than the same trash, and I think you threw your boots away in favor of, I think I named him Tomothy.
Oh no, I just took his shoes. I didn't actually use his shoes. I just took them so that he
So
would
you
not
just have those. I see.
I just
Okay.
have shoes. Which
Understood.
is interesting. I could throw the shoes at the wolves. Puppas like to chew shoes.
You know what? You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that room and I'm going to throw one of the shoes at the pile of wolves, but I'm going to stay outside the door with one hand on the handle, ready to just jerk it shut if the chains look too long.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. What are you trying to hit the dogs with the shoe? Are you trying to get it near them?
Yeah, I want to hit them. I want to wake
Okay.
them up so I can see how long these chains are.
Absolutely. You throw this shoe at the dog, and this is very easy for you. It's about a 15-foot distance between you and the pile of dogs. But being the dexterous rogue that you are, I'm not even going to make you roll. Yeah, you're able to plop the shoe. I mean, you weren't spiking this at the dog, I'm assuming, but
No, I'm not trying to hurt it. Just want to wake it up.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. You're able to land the shoe on the very center of the pile of dogs, and it'll kind of start awake and look at you, and then it starts barking very loudly. The other wolves wake up and they will run to the end of their chains, which is about 10 feet, so they're 5 feet away from you, and they are all barking extremely loudly. The door behind you, which is closed, right, that went to the kitchen area, starts rattling, and you hear like screams and yells and raspy like shouting on the other side, and claw marks happening on the other side of that door.
I would like to go ahead and immediately jerk shut the wolf door and sprint back towards the entrance of the cave.
Yeah, you shut the door with a slam, and as you run to the entrance of the cave, you hear one of the doors, you hear the sound of wood splintering on the ground as one of the doors is broken open.
I don't bother looking back. I just keep running.
Yeah, you make it outside. You're into the main entryway, past the first room, so you're back outside where the campfire is and the boat is at. Yes, you're out there. What do you want to do?
I'd like to get in the boat and row the fuck away.
Sure, you hop into the boat, and without, again, you're just sprinting out of this area. You're able to shove this thing in the water and start rowing away. You look behind you as you're in the water just to make sure that you're safe. You do not see any of these, whatever they were, but you do see in like the entryway of the cave that there are 6 kind of glowing orbs, which looks like it's light reflecting off of their eyes, maybe staring at you.
It's creepy. I would like to. I mean, do we flip? I mean, Carl flips the wing, but can I flip the bird in a way that's not offensive to Carl? I don't want to say flip the bird if it's offensive to the king coop, but I would like to make some sort of insulting gesture to those glowing orbs.
Absolutely. You are able to do that with ease as you are practiced at these gestures. They don't do anything. They continue to stare at you for as long as you can see the entryway of that cave.
Fuck that cave. All right, I would just like to you know what? I would like to go back, row the boat back towards town, but not all the way back. I don't want to take the boat back to the docks yet.
Okay. Yeah, where do you want to go?
I would like to go out of sight of the dock, but close enough to shore that I could swim. And then I would like to take one of my daggers and pry loose one of the boards in the bottom of the boat so that it fills with water and sinks. And I would like to just swim my way to shore, out of sight of everyone, because that piece of shit would not give me a discount on this goddamn boat, and he does not deserve it. I told him I'd clean the blue out, and I meant it. It needs to soak.
Oh.
All right. Yes. Wow. You are super spiteful to these poor NPCs.
Her alignment is going to change very fast.
You're able to do that. You definitely are able to pry up one of the boards and sink this boat, and you swim back. Are you going back to the docks, or where are you heading?
Oh, no. I'm going away from I don't want the docks to see me. So
Okay.
I am going to go head towards, I think I went towards the western docks to find the boat, I think, where it was before. So I want to go east towards the fish and not the fish and finmongers. Is that who I got the boat from?
That's who you got the boat from.
Then never mind. I'm going the opposite one, close to the barber surgeon.
All right, sure, no problem. Yeah, you're able to swim away. Let's see if anybody sees you doing this. Okay. All right. Yeah, you swim and you're able to make it to shore. You're soaking wet as, it was a bit of a swim. It takes you probably about 10 minutes to swim all the way around that island over to the other side. As you sort of have diverted and gone off of your path, you miss Call, who is now rowing in the other direction. You don't see him. You pull essentially a Scooby-Doo situation. So let's head over to Call. Call, after about 2 hours more of rowing, you're able to make it to the other side. You're at the bandits' cave.
Oh, what a
What
nice
did
cave.
do?
Do I see the... what do I see over there?
It looks perfectly normal. There is the waterfall, the empty, the kind of put out campfire, the cold kind of now coal that's been made from this wood. You see the boat that's been pushed up against the side, and you see the entryway to the cave.
No, I would like to put my boat next to that other boat, since that's the boat area.
Okay, so just to be clear with you, so that is about 10 feet up on the land. You want to put your boat up over there?
Well, not quite so poorly parked. I could park the boat correctly.
Yeah, so the boat that's up on the like perched up against the cliff face essentially is about 10 feet up from the water. So they hefted this, they heaved this boat out of the water so that there was no chance of it going away. Do you want to put it up over there and drag it out of the water, or do you want to keep it closer to the shore? What are you wanting to do with it?
Next to the shore so that I can pull it up a little bit with my own strength and then push it out when I want to leave.
Alrighty, sounds good. You are able to do so. You think that it's far enough on there that it's not going to go back into the ocean or rather the lake without your knowing of it. And what would you like to do?
I would like to go and look for Mendax.
Okay, how would you like to do that?
By using my legs to walk into the cave.
All right. Yeah, you are able to. You go into the cave, no problem. You head in through the first room, and you're at the hallway. Again, that has all the doors, and you smell that same very pungent, very heavy, very kind of disgusting scent. You recognize that it's the scent of death. You can tell it's the corpses that you left here before. You do see something actually out of the ordinary. The left door that you remember keeping open is shattered and splintered on the ground in the hallway. There are remnants of it, and half the door is kind of hanging by one of the hinges. And that's the left door. The right door is shut. The door in front of you is open, which went to the bandits' kind of leader room. But yeah, the left door has been, looks like, exploded outwards.
That looks questionable. Apparently Mendax is making a mess of the place. Mendax! Mendax! Which way did you go?
Fantastic. You hear extremely loud barking coming from the room to your right. That's the shut door. And you hear a haunting wail, sort of this raspy trio of voices and scraping along the ground as it sounds like something is sprinting at you from one of the rooms.
That doesn't sound very pleasant at all. Is this a welcome party? I don't remember wolves being here.
All right, so 3 ghouls kind of pile out into the middle of the hallway and stare at you with these kind of gleaming orb eyes. One of them has a decapitated head in its right hand that it was gnawing on the side of its face. The other one has got the remnants of someone's foot in their mouth, and the other one is just covered in some kind of slick, like, viscera, essentially. They stare at you and they sprint at you.
I would like to reach into my bag and get the third fish that I haven't had yet, slap it on the ground, and bolt to the boat.
Okay, you can do so. Let's see. What is your speed? What is their speed? We'll say that as you're trying to reach for this fish, one of the ghouls closes the distance between you and is able to reach you with shocking speed. He's gonna try to bite you. Or actually, he's gonna try to he's gonna try to slap you with his claws. This is the guy that's not holding anything. What is your armor class, my friend?
17.
17 sounds good. Let's go ahead and roll that here. He's able to hit you. Let's see. It will do 5 damage to you and roll a Constitution save.
$18, and that's with the bonus.
Okay, sounds good. You feel almost a type of poison entering your body, but you resist its effects. But you do feel where it slashed you in the arm as it kind of tears through a couple of your feathers. You do feel that section of your arm go numb for a moment.
Oh my. This is a rather dangerous ghoul, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not super friendly. Let's go ahead and roll initiative now. Go ahead and give me an initiative.
2.
Okay, the let's see here. 2. So they'll be okay. We'll say that you are next. You have this ghoul standing in front of you.
So I don't have my halberd.
Nope.
Because it's being sharpened.
Yep.
Let's see.
Still have rocks?
Please tell me you got a dagger.
You have
Well-
to have the stones for the stoning.
I have a hand axe. I have 2 hand axes, and I actually have a flask of holy water.
Oh. All right.
It's part of my was it Dark One or whatever past thing?
Yeah, okay. Your background that you picked. Sure.
Yes. Would I be
Okay.
able to say splash it on him in his face?
You could definitely do that. It'll take your movement to take out the flask and then your action to splash it.
Sure. I'll go with that.
Okay, sounds great.
Would I know that this is undead? I mean, it's a ghoul. Well, I would know this, right?
He looks very dead.
Apparently not dead enough.
Yeah, well, undead, I guess would be the word. So you take out this holy water and you splash it upon his face, and you deal, let's see, you deal 14 damage to him.
Excellent.
Yeah, the ghoul will kind of stutter back and grab at its face as this singeing, bubbling, rotting flesh smell kind of starts to permeate through the area as you can hear his flesh kind of crisping beneath his hands. He's unhappy about it.
I don't think... do I have that bonus action thing or no?
Let's see here.
Going into a rage is a bonus action.
Yes, you can go into a rage as your bonus action if you want.
And we've been thoroughly rested, though a bit hungover, haven't we?
Yeah, so your health is at full, and you have both of your bonus actions. You have both of your rages, rather.
I would like to go into a rage.
You go into a rage.
Very good.
Get back, you foul things, or I will splash holy water on you again. I've even got a holy symbol in my package, and I'll beat the ever-loving shit out of you. I'm a barbarian.
Oh my goodness.
Woo!
And that's one of my rages for the day.
All right, you are enraged. Let me take a look at something real quick. These guys do not understand anything that you said, but they will reply with a growl and a hiss. Let's see. We'll go ahead and go to the next ghoul. So the one that you've splashed holy water on is kind of still stuttering back and clawing at its face to try to get off whatever remnants of this vile water that you've splashed on it is. And in the meantime, the other one is going to run up at you. And he is going to try to bite at your arms. Wop, 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 wop. He is going to... What's your AC again?
17.
17. Ooh, man, he just made it. He's going to bite, and it clenches and crunches into your arm, dealing 9 damage to you as blood starts trickling out of its mouth. And feathers are now all disheveled and falling onto the ground where it's crunching into the side of your arm.
Does it taste like chicken, you foul fiend?
That's what you get.
Oh. Am I grappled by this bite? Or did it bite and then
No,
release?
you're able to shake him off, but your arm hurts like a son of a bitch. The other ghoul is going to run up, but cannot force his way past the other two in order to reach you. So he will just kind of be pushing and shoving against his compatriots, but will not be able to attack you. So we will go to the ghoul's turn. That is kind of still wiping at his face. Yeah, he is still doing that. Let's see here. He is going to spend his turns trying to wipe off the rest of that radiant water that you splashed on him. At the same time, you again you hear the sound of barking in the room to your right behind that door.
Well, I'm a bit occupied at the moment. I'm not really here to pet dogs when I'm being swarmed by ghouls.
All right.
Go
ahead.
I have on my person, and I needed a question about the holy water.
Yeah.
How much do I have if I splashed it at him? Is that all of it or some of it?
That's all of it.
That's all of it. I also have a holy symbol.
Okay.
Who would expect this barbarian to carry so many holy things on him? Holy shit. So, can I, Let me think about this. So I'm raging, and I have...
You're enraged.
I have a empty flask of holy water. This is of no use to me. But I do have a holy symbol. Would it be possible for me to, in a rage, take the holy symbol and smack the shit out of him with it? And then maybe look for an opportunity to retreat at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. So the holy symbol you have, let's take a look at this. What does it say? Yeah, it's about the size of your hand. So it's like a pendant. We won't get into what kind of symbol this is right now because I know you're not overly familiar with the D&D gods, and I usually kind of make them up as I go. But yeah, we'll say it's about the size of your hand. And yeah, you could certainly smash it into one of these ghouls. It would be an improvised weapon. I will tell you straight up. Oh, go ahead.
What about an unarmed strike? Because I think I'm pretty good at that. Right, as a birdbarian.
I don't think you're particularly good at it. You're not bad at it. but yeah, I don't think. Do you have any feats or anything that lets you
It says I have
do
a
stuff like that?
+5 to hit in DC with unarmed.
Oh, where does it say that?
In my actions, I have my halberd, which is 10 feet +5 hit,
Yeah.
and then unarmed is +5 hit.
Still only
Yeah,
like a
so-
D4 for damage though, or something, right? Or like something really low.
So unarmed strikes are it's 1 damage plus your strength modifier. That +5 that you're seeing, that's just from your strength. Whenever you attack someone with like your fists or with a melee weapon, you're always gonna at least get that +5. So even if you attack with this improvised weapon, which will do, I believe, a D4 of damage instead. Let's see here. Yeah, it'll do a D4 damage as opposed to 1 damage from just attacking with your fists. So I would say it's probably strictly better to attack with the symbol.
And I can't retreat because that would give them an attack of opportunity, correct?
I mean, you can certainly retreat. They'll just they'll get a chance to hit you. You can still do it. How much health do you have?
I lost 9 and 5. So 14. So yeah, I've almost lost half my health already.
Yeah, bite did a good amount of damage to you.
One of them might slip on the fish. So
who knows?
Do I, as a raging Kenku, if I were to run, could I turn and slap the shit out of one of them and then run away?
Yeah. You can, on your turn, you have an action and a movement, so you can do that even if you're not a raging Kenku. But you'll do it very angrily.
I don't know which pit of hell you 3 spawned out of, but I'm getting the fuck out of here. Take this holy symbol, feel it on your face. Call out!
All right. Give me a D20 to hit this guy. Are you going to reckless attack?
Oh, definitely not.
Okay. A smart decision. Yeah, D20 +5 to hit this guy.
12.
That's with the +5?
Being honest sucks sometimes.
It does. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Surprisingly, you actually hit him. All right, then. Fine. Go ahead and roll a...
Being righteous pays off!
I'm kind of shocked that you hit him. Cool.
Yes!
Roll a D4 and add your strength modifier, which is 5, plus another 2 because you're raging.
That's 9 damage, you undead bitch.
Are you hitting the one that you splashed water in its face, or the other one that bit you?
The one that bit me.
Okay. Yeah, you smash this holy symbol into the side of its head, and it gets stuck. And it's sort of the flesh is kind of spongy and kind of just caves in. And you leave the holy symbol embedded in the side of its face. It doesn't seem to be pleased about it, but it's really not slowing down too much.
I would like to run the hell away.
All right, you run the hell away. Go ahead and that will spark an attack of opportunity. So let's go ahead and try to do that. See if these guys can keep you where you're at. Let's see here. He's going to try to slash at you with his claws. Yeah, he is able to hit you. You're going to take... Oops. 7 damage.
57 damage?
No, 5, just 7. Just 7.
Okay. I can survive that.
Okay, good. And then make another Constitution save.
$22.
Yeah, you feel that familiar tingle again from what you think is some kind of um, poison they have that kind of beads through their hands. You feel that a slight numb sensation again where it hits you on the side, as again your feathers are torn asunder and you do bleed quite a bit.
I eat poison like this for breakfast.
Yeah, you're able to resist the paralysis. So yeah, you can go ahead and full move on out of here if you like.
I run away.
Okay, you run away. You are able to you make it to the beginning of the room, the first room, and the ghouls are hot on your tail. Let's see. One of them is able to catch up with you. It's the one that has the symbol embedded in the side of its face. It's going to try to make one more attack against you before you can make it outside. They've tasted blood and they want more. Unfortunately, that one is not going to be enough to hit you as you're able to duck out of the way. And I'm assuming on your next turn, you would like to continue your way out of this cave.
Yes, in a fit of complete and total rage, I would like to run outside and then, with all of my barbarian rage, push the boat and jump into it.
Yeah, you are certainly able to do that. You push the boat and you're back in the water in one fell move, or one swoop, rather. And you see a similar sight. These six, well, actually, it would be 5 glowing eyes peering at you from the entrance of the cave. Staring you down as you make your way back across the lake.
Later, fools, learn how to operate a boat.
All right, you're fucked up, but you're alive.
Yes, I'm very injured, and actually that hurt a lot.
Yeah, those guys did a beating on you, actually. Let's say you'll probably stop for a bit once you're out on the water and feel safe, just to tend to your wounds, kind of stop the bleeding. You don't heal anything at all, because you are kind of making. Usually, to rest, you have to not be doing anything for about an hour. So if you want, you can rest in the boat on the lake for about an hour, and then you can heal up using some of your hit dice, or you can just try to book it back to the town. Without healing.
What about that delicious potion that I possess?
Yeah, you have that on you. Then if you have it on you, you can definitely take a swig.
I would like to take some of that good shit.
All right, go ahead and roll a d4.
A 2.
All right, go ahead and roll 4d4 plus 4.
Okay. 1. 5.
Shit. It fell. Into shadow. I'll be back.
Okay.
I got a 3.
Okay,
So I'm
you
up
got
to
a
8.
3. All right.
9 plus 4, 13.
Okay, you heal 13.
Excellent.
And you're down to 1 charge of the brown slurry that the chef created. So make sure you note that you just got 1 left, and you are now without your holy symbol or your holy water. You use those up. Yeah.
I
You
could have
can
died,
make your
though.
way. What's that?
I could have died. It's better to spend the shit than to die.
Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I think that was a wise move to run away. You would have definitely died. Yeah, so you can make your way back to town. You're healed up a bit. You're still not 100%, but we'll say that you row your way back. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, great. It is, by the time you get back, we'll say it's now late afternoon. as you didn't even start your day until 1 p.m. It is now dark by the time you get back. Mendax, you're back in the town. Is there anything you wanted to do for that day?
I think I actually need to slink back to my rooms and just let my clothes dry.
Okay, you'll do that. Nigel, you are sleeping off the day still. Call, you make it back to town. It is dark. It is late. What do you want to do? Are you heading back in? You're pretty wounded and you're very tired.
There's a barber surgeon, isn't there? Are they open?
No, they're not. It's too late. Most of the shops are closed.
Can I do that recovery dice thing?
Yeah, if you sleep, you'll regain your hit points. You're good.
Okay. Well, I would like to go the fuck to sleep.
Fantastic. All of you go the fuck to sleep. You rest off the night. Let's go ahead and we can start with let's see. Let's ask this actually. So, what are the things that you guys want to try to do? Nigel, there's still something for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Paul,
go down to the farm.
I need to tell Nigel that Mendax was eaten by ghouls.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yep, you can do that.
Nigel.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Nigel, I have terrible news. You know how Mendax went to the bandits' cave?
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even know how she was alive after that night. But
Well,
yeah, whoa.
it's not a bandits' cave anymore. It's a ghoul's cave. And I think she was killed by ghouls.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, a cave filled with dozens of corpses on the edge of a lake. I mean, didn't seem like the wisest place to go back to. Did you find any of her stuff or her gold?
I was attacked viciously by ghouls until I escaped. I beat the shit out of one of them with a holy symbol and splashed some holy water on the other one. But I didn't have my halberd because it's being sharpened, which I didn't think about before I left. I thought I was going to team up with Mendax, but she was already eaten.
I didn't realize you were a man of faith.
Well, there's some utility in a holy symbol. Have you ever been hit in the head really hard with one?
Can't say I have.
It hurts. It really hurts. It has sharp edges to it. The holy symbols, they have usually good metalworking, so the ghoul didn't like it, so I would say it fulfilled its purpose.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, that's a shame. She seemed pretty useful despite her knack for foraging things she probably shouldn't be getting into. On the plus side, I do have this ring that I won't have to give back to her now, and I think I might be able to use the pearl in this to identify those magic items we picked up.
That sounds just like the kind of ring that the shopkeep was missing. What a coincidence.
Yes, the sort of coincidence that continually happens wherever Mendax goes.
Was that the same ring?
I'm almost certain it was. I saw it on his finger the very same morning, and yeah. Don't tell
Carl,
anybody.
you remember there's an inscription on the ring if you wanted to check and confirm that it is the same one, yes.
May I have a look at this ring?
Of course.
That was a very long pause before saying, of course. I would like to inspect the ring. It's okay, I know you've never been drunk before.
I haven't eaten in 2 days. I tried to eat some stuff and it came back up, but I'm looking forward to some more of that stew. Cooked stew.
I'm sorry, the other fish was left behind on the island, or the ghoul's
Oh no,
cave.
dude, you gotta go back for it.
I was gonna offer it to you to, get your spirits up, but I can't. So this ring, it looks like, it looks exactly like the one that was described. It even says, inscribed here, "Dear Reginald, you are the most handsome small gnome in the world." And it's, would you feel right using this for magics when it's of such sentimental value? I guess it depends on if you're a romantic or a criminal.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it is simply a possession of one of our lost comrades who was eaten by wights and ghouls, right? So I don't know. I'm not really sure, and I feel like bringing up the fact that she stole it after we've already stolen boats. We broke her out of prison after I charmed a guard, and everyone in this town is already kind of on the fence despite us saving that blacksmith. I don't really know if we want to continue to flaunt it in their faces that we're not exactly towing the legal line the way they would expect.
Well, you are the wizard, and I don't have the ring. It's in your possession. I will hand it back to you. However...
Just don't tell anybody about it.
Yes, I will say that I am most grievously disappointed that I cannot do business with the alchemist of the town. However, I know that some people cannot help but grab things from people.
You do know this, Nigel, that doing these spells won't, like... So some spells will use up the components. The pearl won't be used up. You just kind of have to have it to channel through. So you will still have the ring. It'll still be intact so long as nothing really goes wrong when you cast this spell.
And then I could use it over and over again?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Cool.
Yep, absolutely.
100 gold sounds like a lot right now, and I don't know that much, but I'm hoping this is a high enough kind of value pearl to work with the spell.
Yes, this is a pearl. It is high enough value for you. Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to go and try and find an owl's feather to go with this. Carl, do you want to come along? Or, hey, you're a birdbarian. Know where we could find an owl feather? Don't happen to have one by any chance?
I was already a little bit upset with you about the whole ring thing, and now you want to get bird feathers. Look, I've had a hard day. Okay, I was attacked by 3 ghouls, and now you want me to help kill a bird.
Well, I'm not killing a bird. I'm finding a feather that's already fallen off the bird.
Oh, I could help you find a feather.
An owl's feather?
Sure. Owls are very
It's for a spell. I didn't
creatures.
write the spell book. I would have used something a lot more easy to find otherwise.
I've never written a spell book either. You don't have to tell me.
All right, let's go down to, if you don't have any leads, I heard there's a bunch of owls hanging around Greenfinger Farm causing trouble.
Oh, I know. I worked there for a week. I know the owls by name. They're very nice. I could probably ask them.
Do you speak owl by any chance?
Yes.
He does not.
Can I
don't
roll,
know that.
Can I roll a
believe him.
persuasion check?
He looks like he would speak owl, okay?
I mean, he believed you. You don't even have to persuade him. You're good to go.
Okay, I persuaded him IRL. We're good.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll head over to Greenfinger Farm.
Yeah, you head over to Greenfinger Farm. Neuro, you recognize some of the laborers that are over there as some of your previous compatriots. They kind of wave at you and say, hey, and, thanks again for doing the town such a great service. You guys are awesome, blah, blah, blah. Where do you want to go? The owls that they mentioned, and Neuro, you actually remember where these owls kind of are. They're above in the barn, kind of up on the rafters.
Listen to this, Nigel. Would you believe that a barn owl makes its roost sometimes in a barn?
That sounds logical.
That's a good place for us to start looking. I saw them there all the time.
Lead on.
I'd like to ruffle my feathers a little bit, feeling like I'm a useful guide, and I will go into the barn.
Yeah, absolutely. You go into the barn, and you quickly see that there are owls above your head.
All right. So, I'm going to see if I can... I may be getting overly fancy. I guess I should probably before... No, let's go straight to magic. I've just woken up from a big night. Rather than looking around at the floor, I'm going to cast Mage Hand and try to create a spectral hand to pluck a feather off one of the owls.
Be gentle.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Let's see. Is this anything that's? Yeah. No, you're able to do that. This swirling kind of mist of energy rises out of the staff that you have, and this spectral, almost ghoul-like hand or claw. It can actually be any type of hand that you want it to be. This is your own vision. I'll just make something up for now. Will rise up to the owl and will gently, quote unquote, pluck one of the feathers out of it. The owl will shriek at you and will kind of stare at you and keep shrieking at you so long as you stay in the barn after you've plucked some of its feathers out.
I give zero care, as I am very happy that I have these ingredients.
I would like to speak to the owls.
Okay.
Good wise barn owls. It's good to see you again. I'm sorry about the way this wizard handled himself. He hasn't used this spell many times. We thank you for your feather, and we will, for the rest, perhaps browse the floor instead of plucking them from you. I understood that hurt, and I apologize.
Yeah, they'll swoop down and peck at your face. Let's see. Hold on. He will do 1 damage. Yeah, the other ones are starting to take flight as well. Are you gonna battle these owls, or are you gonna leave?
I'm gonna scoop up some other owl feathers off the ground, occurring to me that there's probably an easier way to have gone about this.
Can I
just to make sure in case that one doesn't work?
Whenever they swoop, could I, get a feather? Because if they want to fight with me, I was trying to be nice. I was trying. You heard me.
So what are you trying to do? You're trying to bat at them?
No, pluck a feather whenever they come by. So you dodge, you dodge and pluck like this. See that?
Absolutely. A total now of... Do I have enough D20s for this? 5 owls are attacking you both. Let me see real quick. 2 of them are attacking Nigel. And both of those guys hit. The other 3 attack Call. And 2 of them hit you, my man. So, let's see. Gosh. Nigel, take 4 damage from those
damage
owls.
from owls.
Yeah, they're big owls.
Of my life.
They're big owls. Oh my goodness. And Neuro, you're gonna take 6 damage from
How
the
many
other
feathers did I take though?
Oh, good lord. You are able to scoop out 6 feathers.
Yes!
And Nigel, you're able to grab another 2 off of the ground.
Awesome. Adding 3 owl feathers into my pack.
Nigel, don't be scared. This is what owl hospitality is like. This happens all the time.
I am gonna duck and get the hell out of here. You can have fun and tell your owls I didn't mean any harm. I'm gonna run for it.
I would like to. I will leave as well. I'm satisfied with 6. That's a good amount.
Yeah, you rush out of the front of the barn, and they'll follow you for a ways, kind of taunting at you and screeching again. Greenfinger will rush out of the house, which is this kind of old man, and go, "Goddamn Bert Barry! It's just getting all the owls up in a fuss." And yeah, you guys can leave the farm. That's fine.
I'm sorry, Greenfinger. I haven't practiced owl in quite some time. It was a bit rusty, and I think I said something offensive to them.
You don't speak owl.
Hey, this is Dory. This is Dory, right?
Dory of the King people.
This is indeed. Yeah, you guys you Pig, your owl quest is successful. You have a pearl ring, and you have several owl feathers.
I would like to give the owl feathers that I've collected to Nigel. Here are 6 owl feathers.
Oh, awesome.
I paid for these with damage to my person.
I think that's a total of 11 owl feathers you have. If you
11
wanna
owl
have
feathers.
those.
It's very important to keep that updated. I wouldn't want to lose track.
Yeah, man. What if some owl merchant comes by and wants to buy some feathers or something? You never know. Alrighty. Armed with your new feathers, are you wanting to identify those magic items?
Yeah. As long as it does, I mean, I think it's a 1-minute spell. I don't think it's actually crazy long. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to my room before I do it though, because I don't want to be sitting with a pearl ring, in public. I'm being very secretive with it.
Gotcha. You're not wanting to draw any attention for sure. During this time, Mendax, what are you doing? I'm assuming, where did you stay? Did you stay at the inn or did you stay at the mayor's abode?
The mayor's abode in my room.
Okay, sure. You are awoken by the mayor, the sheriff, and the fishmonger, kind of, what's his, I guess, owner. And they all have their arms crossed, and they look very disappointed at you.
What are you doing in my room? This is uncalled for. I will... Terrible review. You are getting a terrible review of your accommodations here.
The mayor won't say anything, and the sheriff will take the lead on this one. So you have to pay the fine to the fish merchant, or it's back to jail for you today.
What fine? What for?
You were spotted by sinking his boat on the other shore. There are 3 eyewitnesses that can put you at the scene of the crime.
Well, I mean, obviously I was in the boat, but I didn't sink it. The boat that he gave me was covered in blue goo, and it ate through the bottom. And the boat sank, and I had to swim my way back to shore. I don't think I paid $2 to have a boat rented for a day, to have goo in it, which he knew was there, and it ate through the bottom of the boat, and I had to swim my way back to shore, almost ruined my entire ensemble. And now you're threatening me with a fine and jail time. I have never been so insulted in my life. I didn't even go back for my 2 gold. And he has the audacity to come and accuse me of sinking his boat. No, you sunk your boat because your man Travis did not clean it properly. I will not have this on my account, on my conscience.
That is a very good story you've weaved. Go ahead and see if you can make the bluff check to support it.
It's 11. Do I have just a straight one?
It's a deception.
It's a deception. Yeah.
Oh,
So
deception.
Go ahead and roll deception.
15.
15. They are not going to believe you. The fishmonger is going to, with his hands folded, he's not shouting. It's kind of almost a collected voice, as if he's half expected this. They say, "Look, lass, I'm not mad at you. I get it. Whatever. Just pay the fine for the boat, and I'll be on my way. There's no need for this to go any further. 3 of my men saw you prying the board out of that boat. I don't know what you expect here. Your word against theirs, and you've already been in jail once so far. So it's not looking good for you."
To be fair, I was in jail once, and I also helped save the town once. So I'm pretty sure that's even more than a wash. I'm in the positive. And your men saw me trying to plug the hole in the boat. Were the men in the boat with me? Were these the same men who were supposed to clean the boat, and you trust their eyesight? They couldn't even see enough to clean the boat properly, and you trust their eyesight from on shore when I'm in a boat just multiple feet away, 10, 20 feet offshore, inside of a boat where the hole is, and they think they know what's happening inside of the boat. This sounds like some people just don't like tieflings to me. This is what this sounds like.
And that very well may be. Tieflings aren't really liked all that much. Make another deception check with disadvantage, as these people do not like you.
9.
Okay, not having it. He's just gonna shake his head and shrug his shoulders. Whether or not it's true, I don't really care. My boat's gone. You're gonna pay for it, or you're gonna go to jail. It's up to you.
How much is this fine then? And I would like to know where the barristers or legal help is in this town. I'll pay this fine, but I will be getting this money back.
The fine is for... Let's take a look. How much would this dinghy cost you?
A damaged dinghy covered in blue sticky.
Yes, a
Take
damaged...
its value down.
I will keep it in mind. We'll say that this boat here... Let me take a look. I thought I had it listed down. Oh yeah, maybe this is what I need. Oh, wait. No, it's not listed there. Okay, that's fine. I won't take the time to look it up. We'll say that that they're demanding 25 gold to repair the boat, and to fix the waterlog damage, and to re-lacquer it, and all of these other things they have to do to make sure it'll float again, as being sunk in seawater for over a day now has ruined a lot of it.
The boat should have already been lacquered. It's a boat that sits in seawater all day, all night anyway. Why is seawater now its enemy? Its life is meant to be spent in the seawater. This seems like an exorbitant fee for somebody who already went through the entire trauma of being rented a sinking boat that smelled of blue sticky.
The fishmonger will kind of cut back and they'll say it's the blue whatever that you all put there, so it's your fault in the first place. Listen, I'm not here to argue. Again, I'll say it. Pay the fine, go to jail. I don't really care. I could fix the boat if I really wanted to, but at this point, I kind of just want to see you pay for it. And the sheriff will go, well, you can lodge a complaint. That would be my department as well. I am the complaints department for the Lakewood town, so I'll be working closely with you to get this resolved.
So if I lodge a complaint, what happens then? Do I stay free until the complaint is resolved?
You do not.
So what benefit does it give me to lodge a complaint with the sheriff if I'm just going to end up in jail anyway?
We will start deliberations on it. Mind you, we'll say, what's his name? Mind you that if you do pay the fine, you are being let go of this charge.
Well, this
Per
definitely
his
seems,
request.
This seems like a scam, but I will pay this. I will pay this fine this time. But I will be telling everyone about your shoddy boats in this town, sir.
That's fine. Tell him whatever you want. And he'll take the 25 gold if you hand it over.
Yeah.
And they'll leave. The mayor will shake his head, and he will mutter under his breath, fucking tieflings.
I told you it was racism.
Yeah, you're not in jail, but you are light 25 gold.
Is there anything that I can that's not nailed down in my rooms at the mayor's mansion?
Yeah, if you want to push your luck, you certainly could try.
Well, not right now. I just want to know I mean, I would like to know so that 5 minutes before we eventually leave this town.
Because the last time you tried to screw someone over, that worked out really well.
Well, you know what? I'm one of two. Okay, that batting average would get me into the Hall of Fame.
Bats are like owls, kind of.
All right, we will go ahead, and I think that is the majority of what I was hoping to accomplish for the week of kind of downtime that you guys had. You had some pretty crazy adventures. Nigel, we'll say, again, unless there's anything very specific that you guys want to do, Nigel, you'll identify those items through the next couple of days. As they do take a spell slot each. So unless you want to kind of charge through all of them, you can take your time and kind of go one at a time. And Call and Mendax, you guys will kind of rabble around unless, again, there's something you want to specifically do for like the last 2 days of that you're waiting for this sharpened halberd.
Yes, I need to remember to get my weapon, for sure. And I would like to maybe just take a pass and see if the alchemist person is in any position to do business.
Yeah, sure. You can check in with the alchemist. We'll say that you give it another day or so before you check back in. He is aloof as you enter the building. He's kind of just sitting at his desk. His hands are kind of holding his head and supporting it as he's sort of just staring off into the distance. He doesn't greet you when you walk in, but the sign on the door did say open, so...
Hello, good sir shopkeep. I've come once again to inquire some about your excellent craft of alchemy. I consider myself an enthusiast of all things potions, and you've got a lovely aroma of this place, and I do understand the deep sadness of your plight, and I wish to offer you 4 condolences of my Kenku kind. I understand that this is a very difficult thing. However, I would like to remind you that your wife, in whatever afterlife she may be in, likely loves you.
Aw, that was really nice to say to the gnome. He'll look up and he'll wipe a tear away from his eye, and he'll say, "Wow, that was really nice of you to say. I just am so broken up. It's the only thing I have left from her."
That's not true, my friend. It's not true. You have the memories, and no one can take those from you, unless they hit you over the head very hard.
And he'll kind of nod his head as if he's realizing that the memories are really what matter the most. And he'll go, "Yeah, I think you're right. What can I do for you, mister?"
Well, you see, I'm an aspiring alchemist. However, that is not my trade. I'm a barbarian. Usually people ask me to hit stuff very hard and not die. However, one of the reasons I was exiled from my Kenku tribe was because I imbibed a forbidden potion. And ever since then, I've realized that potions are basically the best shit ever. And I was wondering if you could teach me some lessons, maybe some basics on, if I were out in the field, what are some go-to herbs that one could use to concoct such fine brews as you create?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion. Are you gonna show him? You're gonna show him the like schematic you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Roll a persuasion real quick.
15 with the +1.
Yeah. He's inspired by your kind words in his moment of kind of absolute sadness. And he'll look it over, and he will, for the rest of kind of the afternoon that you're willing to spend it with him. It's not a very basic type of potion to make, but he'll explain the various herbs and kind of techniques that you need to use in order to craft such a potion. He kind of seems brightened up by the fact that he has something to take his mind off of this with. And he's enjoying helping you, and you're a very quixotic and very strange person, so it's kind of cheering him up, so he's enjoying talking with you. So he'll invite you to come back for the next couple of days and sort of explain over this this pattern that you have, and kind of take you through a couple of test brews. You don't know how to make this. You don't have the ability to make this potion completely on your own, but through yours and his combined work for the rest of that week, you are able to craft one of those potions.
What kind of potion might it be?
It's a potion of fire breathing.
Oh, goodness. That's awesome.
Yeah. You drink this, and you'll spew flame out in a cone in front of you. So do be careful, as the gnome would say. And yeah, I think that is probably going to be it for what you guys are doing in the town for the rest of the week. Nigel will spend that identifying those magic items. I can tell you what they are now, but I will
save it for the start of
yeah,
next
we can
show,
save
actually.
it. Okay,
I'm
no
like,
problem.
I really want to know, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, let's be a dirty TV show. You know, it's a cliffhanger.
We could definitely do that. We'll explain what magic items you get at the start of the next adventure. So I think that's going to call it for this one. You guys reached the end of the week. You've gone through your various adventures and misadventures. Call has gotten a bit more proficient with making potions, and you guys have gotten into a lot of trouble. So overall, a very successful week. Well
got
done.
wasted, got pecked by an owl. Yeah, learned some
Sank
shit.
a boat.
Out of pure spite.
Showed some ghouls what's what.
Goodness.
Should've done that better.
Very good.
Give the tiefling a discount. Note to self.
I guess I refuse on principle. Oh, absolutely. Well, very good job, you guys. I had an awesome time rolling through this week of adventures with you. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're actually going to be doing D&D 1 week from today. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Most
I believe
probably.
there's a IEM or something the week after. So that's a
right.
no-go for two of us. So we'll do Wayfarers episode 4 will be next Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Don't forget, tell your friends, anyone who has a pair of dice or has played D&D at any point, tell them this is the best show on the internet. We'll be back. From all of us here at Wayfarers, may the luck always be in your favor. And don't steal things. You'll get caught and have to pay a heavy fine. Take care.
Bye-bye.